for Nobby Norton this afternoon, live from the Lakeside Oval in Ballarat for the first semi-final of the Riverland Football League 2025 season. Lockie Winner was my name, alongside me, Nobby Norton as always. Nobby, good afternoon.
G'day, Lockie. Hello, everyone that's tuned in, and let's hope we can have a game like we had yesterday, the qualifying final at Berry Oval, which went right down literally to the last kick of the day. Barmera sneaking over the top of the Rovers by 4 points after leading, might I say, for most of the game. And booking their spot in next in the grand final. What we have here today is two teams who are hoping to get a game closer to the grand final. I'm thinking they'll both probably start, well, as you do in these finals, Lockie, you start at even at 0-0, and doesn't matter really what's happened previously in the
Too true. Waikerie, Loxton North, the two teams doing battle this afternoon. Yeah. And as you mentioned, this season so far, it's been the way of the Magpie, 3-0. The first game these two sides did meet, it was just 1 point that split them, but the second and third occasions it was Waikerie that won quite convincingly. The Magpies have been a bit of a surprise this season, Nobby. I think they've shocked a few people.
Yeah, they have. I think they've played good footy, probably at times not been the most disciplined side, and that's cost them, but hopefully today they've come along to play. And the toss about to happen, the two skippers in the middle, Jared B and also Cody Vumard from Loxton North. Up goes the coin, Cody Vumard calling, and I reckon he's won the toss and he's gone against the breeze. This is an interesting call, I think.
Almost a little bit of heads. It was as if he wasn't expecting to win that coin toss. Yeah. He had to make up the decision.
So he's kicking towards the Sturt Highway end.
So true. Also with us this afternoon with a few comments and a few bits and pieces, we have our old mate from the Murray Pioneer, Lockie Dan. Lockie Dan, good afternoon to you.
G'day, Lockie.
Yeah, g'day, guys. I just noticed too, those two were both number 7, but you spoke to me, Nobby, before the game while the B-grade final was on, and you mentioned that if Loxton North wanted to get a good start, we're going to have to kick with the win, so he's gone against your advice.
Well, I didn't give him any, Lockie, but that's how I would have gone. Look, interesting enough, when you talk about the two sides we have here, Loxton North and Waikerie, I think if Loxton North are going to have any chance today, they've got to put pressure on early. They've got to score early, a bit like what we saw yesterday where Barmera come out and put 6 goals on the board in the first quarter and managed to get the win. And I'm thinking Loxton North are going to have to do something similar to put Waikerie under some sort of pressure. If they just decide to try and go with them for 3 quarters, I think Waikerie will finish in front. Interesting to note, one out I know of for Loxton North is Scott Meneghetti was injured with a calf injury and didn't quite come up. I know he gave it his best, but I think he called himself out of the side. So they're going to lose a bit of experience there, but you can't take injured players into finals and expect to prevail. But I'm looking at a couple back in there for the Loxton North side, which will help them as Jasper Hutchinson's back in, and I noticed Tyler Wagner back in. So that Loxton North are going to need their pace. They're going to need to get out in the spaces on the Barmera Oval and test this Waikerie Magpies side.
They certainly would. Mackenzie Hall is the player that's come in for Scott Meneghetti as well. So some changes for the Panthers. For the Waikerie Magpies, a fairly settled side. They have lost a few players through the season with some long-term injuries, but
Timmy Bevan being one of those players.
What you got out there today, though, is certainly a fairly strong lineup. So looking forward to it. First semi-final underway. Thanks to McDonald's at Renmark, 5RM Riverland football. A thriller yesterday, and I'll be just quickly recapping that. Barmera Monash through to their 3rd straight grand final, and, almost a repeat of last year, jagging the second semi-final when maybe not expecting to.
No, I think they caught the Rovers by surprise and probably caught them at an oval that they least favour playing on, Berry Oval. But here it's a different story. We've got two sides playing on the broad expanses of the Barmera Oval, the longest oval in the league.
Ball up in the air. Ruckman don't really get their hands on it. Hampel gets a kick away for Loxton North. Now Worsfold kicks inside, attacking 50, wobbly off the side of the boot. Scramble for the footy. They dive on it, but it's Samuel Hannaford for the Magpies. It clears it out and finds Kate Hilton, the reigning league best and fairest. This holds up on half-back. Small one to the right and finds Gaiman, and a little slot over the top, and the Magpies just work it down the Barmera side wing.
Yeah, this is not the game that the Panthers can let Waikerie settle into where they hold possession. They needed to really make a little bit more of that forward forte. Ball comes from half-back. Neil from Loxton North tries to get it forward, but the ball's wrapped up in a tackle, and that's Gaiman with the ball wrapped up by Joel Worsfold. It'll be a ball up almost in the middle of the ground, slightly to the Bice Street side.
This is 5RM football. Tap in board. Loxton North clear it out. Now bomb it inside, attacking 50, but that's about as far as it got. And a good intercept mark there from Jack Burgermeister, who slots it to the right and finds a teammate, and they work it down the wing again.
Already we're seeing perhaps an underbelly exposed there. I noticed the Brock Viney Oates playing deep in the forward lines, and I believe he was carrying under a bit of an injury cloud during the week, and his player got away from him there, being Stephen Braun. And Stephen Braun, an experienced campaigner, the young fella's going to have to tighten up and not let him have a run out of defence like that. Ball comes back along the centre wing for Loxton North. In after it was Jared Buckley, but couldn't get hold of it. Handball back, or not a Joel Worsfold tidies up there, shoots the ball over to Josh Waldridge, who can't get it forward, touched out of bounds for a boundary throw in on centre wing.
This is 5RM Riverland football live on a Sunday afternoon, our only Sunday fixture for the year.
In it comes from the boundary throw in, the ruckman underneath it. Hampel gets first hand on it. Ball nearly came out the back from a handball to Worsfold. He's back in over it. That's where you'll see Joel Worsfold, that number 20 for most of the game, in and over the ball, over the hard ball get, trying to make opportunities for his side. Up it goes, centre wing, Hampel in the ruck against Burgermeister. No one gets a clear touch out. In after it, B from Waikerie, gets a handball loose, but that can't come out. Another handball towards Hilton, and he's wrapped up by his fellow orange boot-wearing opposition player in James Neal.
This is...
I was just excited to watch Kate Hilton and James Dill go head-to-head today. They're both key to their side's wins.
Yep, absolutely, and they'll need that pace, and both easy to spot, Lachlan Dan in those bright orange boots.
Another ball up in the centre square, slightly favouring the Waikerie end. Still no team to score, coming up to the 3-minute mark. First quarter, Riverland footy on 5RM. A tap in board. Waikerie try and clear it out. A couple of good handballs, and Hilton again kicks up to half forward. Cody Vomard for Loxton North underneath it. Couldn't quite drag it in. Ball goes to the deck, and we'll get a ball up just outside, attacking 50 for Waikerie.
Yeah, good recovery there from Vomard. He couldn't pull the mark in, but he was first onto it when it hit the deck. Up go the rucks again. This time out it comes. Comes out to Sherpick. He looks up for Buckley out in the far wing. Buckley takes it on the half volley. Looks for handball. Gets a handball clear, but he's to Waldridge. Another handball to Loxton North, and down the wing they go with the footy. Can't find a teammate, but someone was infringed there from Loxton North. I think it might have been on half forward. Can't quite pick up the number, but anyway, they get the free kick. Around the player they go. It was Tyler Wagner, actually, and he finds a teammate right in the middle. It's Brock Viney Oates leading up right up the middle. 60 metres out, 55 metres out. He won't make the distance, but he gets on with it quickly. Nice long kick towards the goal square. And in the square, the mark is pulled down by the Loxton North player up there who reached.
That's Waldridge.
Reece Waldridge. He's been kicking goals the last few weeks. He finds the scoreboard regularly.
So good start there for the number 27, Reece Waldridge, into the side today.
Strong mark right in the goal square. Makes no mistake from 15 metres out. And Reece Waldridge kicks the first goal of the game and the first score of the game, taking Loxton North to 1 goal, leading Waikerie yet to score. Maybe that was the right way to kick Lockie Dan.
Yeah, perhaps. And look, he's been in great form. He kicked 4 last week up in Renmark, so... yeah, that's a huge start, and a good test for Brock Viney Oates as well. He had a bit of an injury last week at Renmark and was touch and go throughout the week, I understand, but that's a good test for him to bomb one from 55 right to the square.
Yep, and it was. And he actually, I thought he was probably going to play deep forward today, but he actually came right up and was well in front of Braun, and Braun was a little bit at sea that far up the ground.
Back to the centre it goes, and Loxton North to get the second clearance now through Josh Waldridge, up to half forward, Waikerie across half back again, Spenceley had to retreat, handball out to Hannaford, and the Magpies get the out kick to the Barmera Township side and find Burgermeister Jack, slots it over to Spenceley, who's just going to hold up on the far wing here at the lakeside, look for a target, now straight down the line to a contest. Oh, Kate Hilton, good mark there.
Yeah, so as spotted by Lachlan Dan, the Loxton North player running with him is James Neal, but I'm trying to work out who's running with Spenceley.
Magpies now inside attacking 50. Sorry, Nobby, but cut out by Vomard. Keep going, Nobby.
Yeah, but I can't work out who's matching up on Spenceley because he was down in that pack and he just ran away and gave him another option. He's still running around loose out there in the wing.
Yeah, not many matchups at the moment. Now Tristan Geeman on half forward for the Magpies. Inside 50.
Turner.
Finds Turner just outside his range, you would think. Handball's inside. Geeman again looking for Jared B. But, great defensive mark there for the Panther skipper, Cody Vomard.
Yeah, early playing honours to Vomard at half-back and taking it out. And might I just remind the listeners today that our best on ground is being sorted out by Lockie Dan. But I'm just going to give you a few hints there, mate. Early days, Vomard getting plenty of it. So is Cade Hilton for Waikerie.
Back to the centre, or back to the boundary it goes. It was Luke Exton there that coughed it up. It's going to be Reece Wooldridge again with the free on half-back. Straight down the line, intercept by Brad Burgermeister.
I don't know why the young fella went there, because the general was Scott Lewis, had 3 Waikerie players around him. There was no way he was ever going to get possession of that. In it goes into the Waikerie forward line. Up goes the pack. Out it comes. B first onto it. Goes with the right foot, check side, and who should take the mark in the forward pocket? Cade Hilton, for about his 4th possession already in this game.
You'd probably like that one again there.
That wasn't intentional. Cade Hilton was just happened to be in the right time.
But
off the side of the... Hilton now wheels around. Is it through the big sticks? It's not. Minor score.
Yeah, he thought he could have made a little bit more of that. Watching too much AFL, I think, too much TV.
First score for the Magpies takes him to 1 behind. They trail by 5.
He had plenty of space to play on, really, didn't he?
Yeah, and I've just noticed Loxton North too. I noticed him, and he took that mark over on the outer wing earlier. But Tyler Wagner back into the team. He's going to be huge if they're to win this game.
Too true. He's got that X factor, hasn't he, for the Panthers? Wide ball comes from the kick out, looking for Scott Lewis, but it beats him out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will be taken by, I thought it was going to be Sean King, but he sends it back to Ben Smith, who's getting waved around behind the mark. He's right on the 50 where the 50 line cuts the boundary. Looks up in the middle. Spoiled away by Loxton North. Straight to Heusler. He gets it out again. Oh, slippy. That ground's a little bit slippery there in the forward pocket. Ben Smith steps up with the ball. Can't get it clear. Waikerie trying to get an opportunity to have a shot at goal here. And taken high was Spenceley. Taken high by James Neal. It was a very, very clumsy tackle. He did make it look a little bit more, put a bit of mayonnaise on it, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I thought he was going to go quickly and snap that around his body, but it looks like he's going back here. He's had a pretty good year in a new role at half-back, but getting up the ground in recent weeks.
So a kick on a 45-degree angle off the boot. He's pulled it to the left. Minor score for the Magpies.
Maybe that's the reason he's spending time at half-back, because he's not making the most of his forward opportunities, Lachlan.
Exactly right. You're going to kick like that, I think you might get pushed back to the back.
Here we go. Take 2 on the kick out. This time Lewis finds plenty of space and the kick's much better to him. He looks up, goes down the line, and a lovely mark taken at the back of the pack here by the Loxton North player. And is that... it is. It's young Hall. Mackenzie Hall in the side in place of Scott Meneghetti. He goes down the line. Loxton North couldn't quite take it in, but handball comes out of the pack, looking to create here. Michael Scott was the target of the ball, but it was behind him, and now it will go for a bounce up here, or a throw up right on the centre wing. North looking dangerous when they move the ball quickly.
This is 5 Riverland football on a Sunday afternoon, live at the Lakeside in Barmera.
Here he goes again. Straight forward goes Spenceley, looks up, but only, I think the Loxton North player might have escaped a penalty there by hanging onto a bit of a Guernsey. Turner for Loxton, for Waikerie in after the ball. Ball comes out from Cody Vumard to Sherpick. He turns around, takes time, and finds Petch at half-back for Loxton North.
Had a pretty good year, Dylan Petch. Quite underrated at times, I've thought.
Yeah, he has. He gets a fair bit of it and normally uses it well. Sanford up in front of the pack, couldn't bring it down. King took possession and took the ball to the ground in the arms of Scott Lewis. Ball go up here at half-back, right in front of the commentary position. The big fella's up, Hampel and Burgermeister. Out of the pack comes King, but taken to ground. Ball comes loose, snapped forward by Thomas Truscott. Ball bounces, it's a chaos ball. First one in was B, taken to ground without the footy, but the umpire says play on. They're letting it run a bit here.
This is 5 Riverland football on a Sunday afternoon. Ball up, 35 out from the Magpies goal. They trail by 4. Tap down to Spenceley, who snaps around. He's slotted it, I think. Umpire says he has, and that's the Magpies' first major of the game. They lead by 2.
Just noticing Ben Smith going off the ground with the trainer here, so keep an eye on that one.
Head injury by the look, might have bumped his head. He's holding his head. Nothing limb related, no arm or leg injury there. Maybe that's the answer for Spencer. Don't give him a set shot. Don't give him time to think about it. Put him under the heat, and he just snapped that truly, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And I've also noticed Jared B is playing deep forward today at the moment. So whether that's just to start with, I don't know. But he's usually right around the ball.
Yeah, and Spenceley and Hilton both doing the damage on ball for Waikerie. The Panthers will need to make sure that their influence is quelled a little. Where's Hilton gone to now? He's gone to full forward. He's resting at full forward. Out of the middle comes Scott Lewis from Loxton North. Drives them forward towards their half-forward line. Through at pace was a Loxton North player, but couldn't quite get a handle on it. Michael Scott gets it back to Scott Lewis onto his left foot. Looks up and finds a great mark in the forward lines there by Jared Buckley. Stuck his mitts up and took a strong mark. Looks up and gets Neil at half-forward. So Neil will have a shot at goal here, about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle at the Sturt Highway end, or the play space end, we'll call it perhaps.
That's what we'll roll with this afternoon. Yacht Club end, you name it.
There we go.
Kicking to the
Club,
west.
I like that.
So the Panthers have a shot to steal the lead back. It's going to be a fair kick, fair angle. Ball's on the way. He looks happy.
Good.
He's put the arms up. That's a goal. The Panthers get the lead back. They lead by 4. 2 straight goals. Loxton North, Waikerie 1-2-8 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
Pretty good play, Lachlan Dan. Nice movement of the ball. Lewis involved in a couple of sorties forward, and then found Buckley. Pulled down a very strong mark at half forward and made sure the possession counted.
Yeah, exactly right. And you speak about Scott Lewis there. He hasn't had a lot of the footy, as he probably isn't going to much now that he's a little bit older. But whenever he does use it, you can see that class that he's got with him that comes to the floor, and he uses it well every time. So they'd like to get it in his hands a bit more, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's a bit like watching the Crows, isn't it? Like the efficiency's very high on the forward entries versus not getting a lot of them.
Exactly right.
Back to the centre it goes. 13 minutes played. First quarter Riverland footy on 5RM. It's going to be the Magpies that get their hands on it through King. No, they don't. Still on the deck. Bit of a comedy of errors now. The Magpies have another bite. Jared B wheels around, kicks to space. A bit of a foot race to the footy. Got Cooper Macrath trying to run onto it. He was pushed in the back. He's going to get the free. And just lets his opponent know that, yep, that was a push, mate. This is how you do it better.
Yeah, Petch played too much attention to the body and knocked the ball.
Good lead there from Turner for the Magpies. He's 60 out. Decides to kick to the centre of the 50. Looking for Hilton. Couldn't mark it. And intercept mark number 5 for the Panther skipper, Cody Vomard, who just wheels it out. Looks for Hampel, the tallest man in Riverland football.
Did you take him for 20-plus intercept marks today, Lockie, or couldn't get on?
I've had that discussion with you, Nobby. Up to the centre wing it
Here
goes.
he is again.
Buckley for Loxton North. He crumbs the footy, looks up and finds a teammate in Josh Wooldridge, who shakes the tackle, kicks down to the right forward flank, looking for Viney Opes to sockers it out of bounds. A couple of hands on it. It should be a ball in, and it is.
If Waikerie are going to go deep inside forward 50, they've got to get it away from Cody Vumard, because that is just asking him to take an intercept mark.
And I noticed Buckley started strongly this game. He's quite skillful with the ball for a big fella once he gets hold of it and dishes it out. That was a lovely pass forward.
Ball up inside forward pocket for the Panthers, but it goes out of bounds, and this will be a free kick to the Magpies in Jake Spenceley.
And Viney Oates proving a dangerous forward deep too. He's giving Braun a little bit to think about.
The one thing I'm not sure with the Waikerie side at the moment is their second rucking Sean King. So I would have thought you'd like him deeper inside forward 50 as a bit more of a marking target, especially to combat Vumard a little bit.
I'm wondering whether they brought the big bodies of King and B up into the middle to try and counter Scott Lewis, who's getting a fair bit of the ball there for 5 minutes.
Ball now on half-back for Loxton, for Waikerie, but intercept. Josh Nelson for the Panthers has it at half-forward now. The Panthers have another shot to go inside, attacking 50. Josh Nelson wheels around, kicks to the pocket. They all fly up, unable to clunk it. Hannaford for the Magpies was there front and centre, and we'll get a ball up. 35 out from goal.
This is not the start I was thinking of before the game. With firstly, I thought if whoever won the toss would go with the breeze, and they went the opposite way. And secondly, though, they're actually playing quite well, heading that direction.
So a ball up, bombed out of there from the Magpies. They kick it up to half-back, but it's going to be Loxton North. Oh, no, they don't get their hands on it. bit of an argument for the footy. Holding the ball's called. It's going to be Loxton North with the free on centre wing.
Yeah, William Nitschke probably should have taken that mark, but went back in, and now the big fella in Matt Hampel takes the free kick, looks up, goes forward, looking for Buckley again. Up it goes, hands on it, over the boundary line. That'll be a boundary throw in, half forward for Loxton North. Scores currently Loxton North 2 straight goals, 12 points to Waikerie, 1-2-8 on the Berry Better scoreboard, a 4-point lead to the Panthers.
So we're going to be going inside, attacking 50 again for Loxton North. It wobbles in there. Handball out to Neil. He's got a bit of space. Shoots from 45. Minor score.
Gee whiz, he opened that game up really quickly there with his speed, didn't he? He probably should have made more of that.
He's the most dangerous man on the ground at the moment for Loxton North. I think Waikerie will start to put a bit of attention to him soon.
Yep. Spenceley to King on the kick out, takes it back and drives it out to the wing, but only as far as Cody Vumade. Handballs to Hutchinson, comes back onto his right foot, chips across the middle and finds Michael Scott, who drops what he should have taken, but recovers and sends the ball out to 3 Waikerie players and 1 Panther player. And what do you think is going to happen? The Waikerie guys gather the ball, move it forward, and give a good opportunity to Cade Hilton up forward. He couldn't take the mark. Turns back onto his right foot, kicks for goal, but it's rushed through for a point by Michael Scott. Gee whiz, they got away with one there.
He was very quick to rush that through because he knew he probably owed them one.
Yeah.
So that takes the score to 1-3-9 Waikerie, trailing Loxton North 2-1-13 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Ball now back still in defence for Loxton North. They work it up to Mason Eckerman just on the defensive, just short of the defensive 50.
You're so right there. Michael Scott making the mistake, but running the 40 metres.
And a turnover, coming back inside, attacking 50. Spenceley looks for King on the handball. He couldn't quite get it. He's held.
That's Eckerman. Eckerman went for the ball, but King grabbed him without it. Eckerman looks up. He doesn't have many options. He goes to Josh Nelson, who once again surrounded by 2 Waikerie players. They're having trouble getting this ball out of the back lines, Loxton North.
Probably where they're falling down a bit, that's for sure. Oh, it's a wobbly old kick off the boot. Michael Scott on halfback goes to the switch, and I'm not sure who he's seen out there.
Jared B, maybe.
Yeah, his opponent. He's like, where is he? I better find it. They scrap this one out. We're going to get a ball up. Halfback for Loxton North.
Waikerie keeping the pressure on the Panthers, keeping the ball in their forward line. They're coming down from centre, and the Panthers are really struggling to get it through the middle of the ground. They really need some pace through there. Now they've got it through Neil. Fumbles the kick, goes around his player, goes short and finds on the half forward line. I think that's Mackenzie Hall again, who goes long and quickly to avoid Viney Opes, who pulls down a strong mark under pressure from Braun. Takes another mark. He's having the better of that duel at the moment.
Yeah, it was Wagner that delivered
Wagner,
that ball
was it?
inside
Yeah.
50. That's his again, that dangerous presence up across half forward. But
he's an X factor, isn't he? He's creating drive for him.
He is, and I've noticed we have talked a bit when these two sides face off about a bit of a jumper clash, and the amount of turnovers we've had early, maybe their players are seeing it too.
Yeah. So a kick at goal on a slight angle, kicking from about 45 out. Looks good off the boot. Umpire doesn't move.
Just to the right.
Enough for a minus score. Loxton North 2-2-14, Waikerie 1-3-9. 19 minutes played, first quarter Riverland footy on 5R.
Are we in for another tight one today, boys, or what? Here we go. If it stays like this, you won't be able to pick a winner today. Hampel comes across, gets in the way of the kick-off, kick out, intercepts.
Panthers trying to shake the tackle,
Hall.
and they do.
Hampel handball to a ruckman, but
Hampel bombs it inside 50, a wild old kick in the Waikerie Magpie defenders rake that one in, and they're just going to hold it up for a sec. I reckon that's Taryn Brock there in back pocket.
It's in my top 5 rules of football. Never handball to a ruckman, especially when he's standing still.
Emmy Turner that's got the free kick here. Oh, actually, no, it isn't.
Vumard again for possession number 7 or 8 this quarter, including 5 marks. Uses the ball well, goes wide, finds a teammate out here, takes a mark under pressure, and that is number 19, Cooper Petch. Keeps it in this pocket. Waikerie players intercept each other. The ball comes out to Loxton North of Viney Opes quickly on his hands. Gets the ball clear.
Is that gone through?
It's gone through for a point.
That was Wagner with that one.
Yeah, gee whiz, he's lightning, isn't he? He's got good football sense, Tyler Wagner.
Yes, I watched these two face off at Waikerie about a month ago, almost to the day, I think it was. And yeah, Wagner was really good that day, and I'm assuming he's going to be the same again today.
Waikerie come out of halfback. Braun takes the mark at centre halfback. Goes wide, just happy to chip it across, but not such a great kick. Couldn't be taken by his teammate. He's wrapped up by his Loxton North opponent, and that'll be a ball up at half-back when they had easy possession of the ball. They're getting a little bit predictable there, Waikerie, going wide all the time just for that outlet kick, and I think Loxton North are all over it.
55 Riverland football up to centre wing. The Magpies put it out in front, but they can't quite rake it in. Loose footy inside. Handball back the other way. Waikerie now up to half forward. Turner drops short. Panther defender trying to make a bit of a standoff. It's Judge Sherpick, a bit of an argument. Who's holding who? Hoisler trying to run away.
Big fella.
Wrapped up by the Guernsey. Holding the ball is called.
How about that for a moment?
That is a McDonald's Renmark big moment. Apologies there, not Hoisler. It was Truscott. Hampel now up to the centre wing again, an intercept mark from Jack Burgermeister.
He goes backwards and across and gets Sanford at half-back. He drives Waikerie into attack. The ball going up. Sherpick spoils. Through goes Petch again with the Loxton North. Gets the kick out, but only as far as 3 Waikerie blokes in the back play. This time Jack Burgermeister shovels it up to Tristan Geeman. He tries to go forward, but goes forward with the 9-9. And underneath it's Big Matt Hampel, who couldn't pull the mark down from Loxton North. It goes back to Hoisler. Kicks Waikerie into attack. Sherpick copping one high.
Turner,
but Turner taking
the bounce.
Turner,
slots one.
Yeah, Turner taking the ball off the pack and making no mistake with a snap goal from about 40 metres out. Sherpick taking time to get up here. He copped one high, maybe a poke in the eye.
Yeah, the trainers have come out. There was actually, I think it's Matt Schneekle, who's right by him there trying to
I think it might have been friendly fire.
Call the trainer over and, help Sherpick out here. But this could be a big moment. He's crucial to the Panthers' backline.
Yeah, Waikerie taking the lead here, 2-3-15, leading Loxton North 2-1-13 by 2 points.
I've got the scores level, Nobby Norton.
You got them level, haven't you?
Yeah.
So someone's put a point up in the wrong spot. So it's 2-2 apiece, 14 points apiece.
2-3, Nobby Norton.
2-3 apiece.
Yep. We'll get there eventually, yep.
Yes, with a minute and a half to go in the game, in the first quarter, Sherpick coming from the ground.
Might be a bit of claret from the blood nose. He's pinching his nose, so it might be that.
So they've pushed William Nitschke back onto Turner. Viney Oates back on him, is having a spell, and he's moving forward with a minute and a half left in the quarter. Let's hoping young Sherpick gets back, because like you said, he's pivotal to their defence. Him and Vumard are the mainstays of the Loxton North defence in the tall man department.
So back to the centre it goes. Crucial part of the game. Still a bit of a breeze favouring one end, you'd think. Hampel, good tap to a bit of space. It's going to be Tristan Geeman for the Magpies, however, that gets his hands on it first. And he's got no one to kick to. Wheels around, looks for Truscott on the lakeside wing. Can't quite clunk it. Under a bit of pressure from Mason Eckerman for the Panthers. Has a second bite at it. Tackled by Eckerman on the ground.
There he goes again.
And this could be a bit of action here.
And that's the second time Truscott's gone down in the last 2 minutes. Last time it was at the hands of Big Matt Hampel, reeled him around and reeled him in. This time Mason Eckerman said, "You're not getting past me, champion." He was like a bouncer at a nightclub. He wasn't letting him in. Not in that gear.
A ball up. Out the back it goes. James Neal for Loxton North gets his hands on it, but it was Brad Burgermeister that stole it out of there. Cooper Petch in the middle taken high. He's going to get a free.
Pretty willing here with only 30 seconds left in the quarter with scores level on the Berry Better scoreboard. Scoreboard's kept up with this. They must be tuned in.
Petch goes long to true half forward. Front and centre, Scott Lewis couldn't quite get it. Has another bye. Tackle, pressure. Calling for a ball up and we'll get it. And I reckon the siren's going to beat both sides here.
Yeah, 17 seconds of game time left. Not enough time for either side to score.
So a ball up, a half forward for Loxton North. Waikerie get the advantage. Josh Nelson for Loxton North got his hands on it and wrapped up. We'll go again, just taking more time out of it.
Yep, 2 goals, 3 apiece here, 15 points apiece. Scores level at quarter time. And the game well and truly in the balance.
Yeah, it certainly is. This is 5RM Riverland football.
and they're playing quite well. They've had a few good forwards. Waikerie have also struggled up forward, but kicked 2 really good goals. One from Jake Spenceley from a snap, and the other from Ryan Turner from a snap as well. So they've got those goals sort of in the play without necessarily. Whereas Loxton North have moved the ball very well. James Neal in particular, he's kicked a goal, and also Jared Buckley, who found Neal, and Reece Waldridge, who took a great mark in the goal square, probably mark of the day so far, fellas, and kicked the goal. So here we are. Scores locked together at quarter time. What's going to happen this quarter, Lockie, Dan?
Well, I would have thought that Waikerie will just try and move the footy, get their hands on it a little bit more, and be a bit more methodical in their approaches forward. But as you say, Loxton North are kicking with what you believe to be the breeze. So
looking at the flag on the far side of the ground.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it looks as though North do have the breeze. So they'll be looking to capitalise, and maybe they didn't want to start with the breeze. Maybe they wanted to finish with it.
Yeah, that's true, and they might be thinking it's going to be more. Look, I think for goal kickers for both sides, for Waikerie, Spenceley and Turner singles, for Loxton North, Wooldridge and Neal. I'm thinking, looking in the middle now before the ball goes up, Neal lining up next to Cade Hilton. So that's the match up there. And it looks like Worsfold has Spenceley.
There we go, siren sounds, and the second quarter underway here at Barmera. There's no tomorrow for the loser of this one. It's Loxton North that get a couple of wild handballs away up to half forward. They're pushing it forward. James Neal couldn't quite drag it in. And a hot footing on half back. It was Hannaford that tried to shake the tackle, and holding the ball is called Scott Lewis with the free.
Yeah, the general gets straight
inside,
up.
attacking 50, chopped out by Brad Burgermeister. Taryn Brock, good defence, gets it out to Jack Burgermeister. Up to half back, but it was Scott Lewis that got his hands on it, and the Panthers will have another crack here. Petch now to the top of the 50. Oh, a bit of a clumsy combination of errors, but Loxton North through Wooldridge now inside attacking 50. No one's really going to get under this one. There's Viney Opes, picks up the bounce, going to go left, then got the handball out to Nelson. To the centre of the 50 arc, no one home. Wagner tried to break the tackles, and it's going to be Waikerie through a couple of good control bits of play, clear it out.
Yeah, they brought the Loxton North defence forward, but intercepting on this forward flank is Jai Drake. Looks up, finds Neal on a fast lead. Neal right in front of Hilton. Hilton did that.
Waikerie looked to be a touched more panic than Loxton North, and that's the difference in this game at the moment. It's slight, and I mean, there's no scoreboard difference as we speak, but yeah, that's the only difference I can find in this game at the moment.
Panthers looking dangerous using that space. Viney Opes gathered that ball in well for the big fella, didn't shot the handball back. They looked dangerous. They couldn't quite get that last kick, could they, to get a shot at goal. But Neal fancies this. He'll kick this ball from, I reckon, about on the 50-metre line. So distance doesn't seem to be worrying him. Boom, right on 49. He gives it a fair ride, but off to the left for one behind only. And that gives Loxton North the lead at the moment. 2-4-16, leading Waikerie 2-3-15 by 1 point on the very better scoreboard.
Close game early in this first semi-final rather, played after the second semi-final. Waikerie up to half back, but a clumsy kick from Spenceley, and it's Petch with the ball for Loxton North, and they're going to have another crack inside 50 here.
Yeah,
giving the Panthers enough time to set up for a kick. Petch to the pocket. Buckley was the target, chopped out. It's Begeman for Waikerie, trying to clear it out and just lock it in, and we'll get a ball up.
In that last release from the defence by Waikerie, Petch took an unattached mark there. He took it all on his own, and I looked at Geeman, look around at the rest of his teammates and say, come on, fellas, what's going on here? Where's the voice?
Ball up, back pocket for Waikerie. Joel Worsfold for Loxton North steals it. It goes out of bounds at the same time, and yeah, that was out of bounds, Nobby.
I'm sitting at a different angle
Mate,
than you, Lockie.
That was a no ball every day of the week.
I may be looking at this next line out.
Yeah.
What's the tramway? It was in the tramway. Been all right for doubles.
Yeah, it's the safety line, I think they called it in finals.
Okay.
Ball then didn't go too far, and we'll have another one. 3 minutes gone. Second quarter Riverland footy on 5R.
So it's not like tennis doubles where they have the extra bit to work with. Okay.
You can have more players on the field, but no. Buckley doing the ruck work for Loxton North. Scott Lewis got his hands on it, gets it out to Wooldridge. Ball smothered, but now it's going back inside, attacking 50 for
no
Loxton
one to
North.
kick to.
Drops short. Jack Burgermeister, a bit of a freight train, tried to run through, but now it's Worsfold. Gets a loose handball out to Petch, who had to go back into traffic. Worsfold snaps.
Wow, look at that.
Coming back.
But
misses.
not enough. Gee, Loxton North getting plenty of opportunities here, but not making the most of them.
He's playing quite well, Joel Worsfold. He's had his hands on a lot of the footy, especially in the early stages of the quarter, and that would have been a really nice finish.
Yeah, he's got that ability to move players off the footy, hasn't he, with just a nice little hip and shoulder or a nice little body work. Very strong player, Joel Worsfold, in over the footy.
Luke Exton now. Left back pocket for Waikerie. Goes slightly inboard. It's going to drop short of Jared B. He's probably got the pace to burn off his opponent, Nelson. And look, finds Brad Burgermeister on the switch.
Yeah, lovely kick from B there to Burgermeister. Hampel arrived late enough to hold him up a little bit and give his teammates a chance to set up behind the ball. Burgermeister with nowhere to go, goes back into the middle to Luke Exton. He goes across again to Hannaford, to Braun. They're just chipping the ball across here and keeping possession, but not getting any closer to their goals. Now they go up the wing. This time they find Truscott out wide, I think.
That's Heusler inside to Braun, inside the centre square, and it's a little bit keepings off here.
Yeah.
Going across the cricket pitch, now there's Hannaford. Inboard to Spenceley, got a bit of pace, kicks up to half forward, looking for a target. Turner couldn't quite drag it in, got the bounce, handballs forward.
Looks
now
like
Jared B shakes the tackle. Bombs it inside attacking 50. Get under that, Sean King, and he does.
You know, to be honest with you, it looks like Waikerie are playing with about 3 extra blokes there. They had numbers at the ball all the way down the ground. I kept thinking Loxton North must have some players behind the ball, but the Pies were still able to find players in space.
So Sean King, the league leading goal kicker for the season, has got a set shot, all of 30 out and a 45-degree angle. You put this in every day of the week. Has the kick, looks good off the boot, and that's why he's the leading goal kicker in the lead. Magpies take the lead by 4.
That's his first goal of the day and takes Waikerie to the lead. He's actually spent most of the first quarter up on ball and is now gone back to his forward position where, like you said, Lockie, he's a league leading goal kicker. Look, that was quite interesting. I think the Panthers were flat out trying to guard the corridor there. They had numbers in the corridor, and Waikerie basically worked the ball in a zigzag fashion the full length of the ground.
Well, brilliant stuff by Jared B. Started it all at halfback, kept working hard, got the ball out wide to the broadcast side here, then worked hard over the other side, got the ball inside 50 and found the target that led to goal. So well done by the skipper.
Yeah, it was a long way to goal, but it went to goal.
Back to the centre it goes. Lovely tap by Hampel. It hasn't gone that far. Geeman slips over and James Neal for Loxton North paddles it forward. Then goes left, kicks over the painted 50, looking for Wagner. Kick a bit too far in front. Doesn't matter because he's front and centre for the Crumbs anyway. James Neal from the pockets coming back. And that's the goal of the day for Berry Better so far. The Panthers get the lead back. 23 plays 21 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
That is one of the goals of the year, let alone goal of the day. That was incredible. It didn't sit for him at half forward straight out of the middle. Not his best. Butted up, got the ball back, and brilliant left foot finish, non-preferred. That is class.
That's his second goal for the day, and brings the Loxton North team back in the lead by 2 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. This is goal for goal, and this is what we like to see.
Well, it's season on the line. It's elimination final stuff. What more could you want?
Yeah, like you said, he struggled to get a grip on the ball coming out, but he kept it in front of him and kept pushing it towards the goals. Like you said, wasn't a great kick out here to Wagner, but followed up, took it back, and on his left foot. Probably had time to get on his right, but had to go. Here he is again. Ball comes loose. Through goes Petch. Gets it on his boot. Slams it forward towards the big fella. He can't get a handle on it. Wagner again. He's proving a bit of a problem for him down here in the forward lines.
Yeah, matching up on Taron Brock, who's holding his own, all things considered.
He's a classy young footballer too, I reckon, Taron Brock. He's got his hands full today with Wagner.
Wagner's got a fair bit more experience than Taron does at this level, and Taron's certainly not disgracing himself. Pushed forward from Buckley in the ruck. Wooldridge ran over it. Now King up on the ball for the Magpies. Wooldridge tries to shake the tackle, gets a handball out to Buckley. It spills out. Now Geeman, Spenceley on half-back. Kicks inboard.
Lovely
sees Jared B. Marks it. Left half or right half-back. Got Truscott screaming for it in the middle.
He's also got Hilton on a long lead.
Who wheels around, just holds up, and it's 25-metre penalty. The Loxton North player didn't come back up to the mark. So a kick now inside attacking 50 for the Magpies out in front of Truscott. Thomas Truscott run onto that, goes inboard, gets a handball out to Brad Truscott, who has to go back out to B, who was wrapped up in a tackle And that's holding the ball.
He had an early option, he ignored it, and then, got caught. So that's holding the ball every day of the week.
That's not only a great tackle by Jai Drake, but that's worth a goal. That was going through. That saved the Panthers a goal. Put that one. We won't put it down in the goal kicking list, but we'll put it down in the goal save list, I reckon. Ball comes out wide to half-back. Loxton North can't quite get it. That's is it Mac Hall over there?
I'll just double check. No, that's young Wooldridge.
Wooldridge come down. Oh, Reese Wooldridge come
Reese,
down from forward line.
Reese has got a bit of tape around the nose, so you obviously had copped a
We
bit of
haven't seen
treatment somewhere.
Sherpick back on yet, have we, fellas?
No, not that I've seen. King now out of the ball in. Couldn't quite go that far, and we'll get another ball up.
Gee, no quarter asked for here and none given. It's a tight game of football. Only the 2 points separating on the very better scoreboard.
Ball up, half forward for the Magpies, and we'll have another one. I was going to say pre-game that this is the Panthers' first final since 2019.
Is that right?
The pre-COVID era, Nobby
Right.
Norton. That's what we'll refer to it now.
Here we go. Ball comes out from the
Oh.
taken high.
That was Nelson.
Yeah, he was taken high, and that was not necessarily what you want to see in a football oval.
It was Thomas Truscott's just saying, sorry, I just ran into him.
I don't reckon. I reckon he had time to not do that, but the umpire thought that was okay. There was no extra penalty handed out, and he chips it over Josh Nelson and finds Scott Lewis, the general, on the centre wing over there. Loxton North taking the pace out of the game a bit here. Lewis goes down the line into towards the forward line, looking for and finding the big fella Buckley. Viney Opes, sorry. Couldn't quite pull. Here's Viney Opes. It was Buckley.
That's Wooldridge.
Wooldridge, sorry, Reese. To
Inside attacking 50.
What a lead. And he put it down.
Josh Wooldridge, that was before. Now ball up inside attacking 50 for the Panthers. 10 minutes played, 10.5 minutes played. Second quarter Riverland footy on 5RM.
Gee, I know the Panthers are a young team and they're getting plenty of opportunity. They're not quite making the most of it here.
Just noticing Judge Sherpick on the in the coach's box. He looks like he's ready and walking around waiting to come on. He's not got a jumper on or anything, so I expect to see him back on soon.
Yeah, I do like the way these young Panther forwards are moving and creating opportunity, even if they're not necessarily taking the most of them. Here we go again. Neil tries to come out of the pack with the ball. Handball out from Aldridge to the general. He looks across here for Petch. Oh, lovely tap to the other Petch. Tries to go on his left foot, but pushed over. Macrath comes out of half-back with it for Waikerie. Looks up and finds Ryan Turner on the wing. He has Truscott streaming down the right-hand side, but Sherpick back on the ground. Sticks out that tentacle and takes the mark at half-back for Loxton North.
Goes short to Drake. Still at left half back for the Panthers. Bit of control getting into the game now for Loxton North. Another small kick to Eckerman, just holding up. Probably the shortest 15 metres you'll see, but umpire said it was. So.
It's sort of like a prize fight. It's like both fighters are just taking a bit of time to catch their breath here before they go again.
Big up to a
helped
contest.
under the ball. Umpire says that's okay.
Burgermeister gets it out to Hilton, who has to wheel back into the traffic. And it's Buckley, front and centre. He's been taken high, so we'll get a free kick for Loxton North at centre wing.
Yeah, there's a little bit of undisciplined stuff happening here, and I don't blame some of the players here. The umps aren't quite getting on this, not protecting the guy going for the mark.
I reckon that's Lockie Nitschke there and Will Nitschke having a bit of a chat. Zach Nitschke.
Any relation?
I don't know. I haven't got the family tree handy. But Tristan Geeman now for Waikerie in the back pocket. Gets it out to Exton. Braun now nearly at the boundary. Gets a handball out and Loxton North just paddle that one over.
Yeah, Mac Hall. The North keeping the pressure on the Waikerie defence and they're not really knowing where to go with the ball.
Yeah, don't know if Waikerie were maybe expecting this today. But anyway, ball in. Good tap. But umpire says holding on. We'll have another one. Ball up.
It's a great game of footy.
Close and contested now.
Miller takes it out of the ruck, slams it onto his boot, up towards the centre of the ground, but Loxton North players first to it, but couldn't grab it. Nelson pulled up a bit short there. Ball comes back into the middle. Waikerie players everywhere. Hilton in the middle, looks up, finds Heuser on a long lead who keeps going. Has a play. They handball to each other. Geeman's wrapped up, has to kick it. And Loxton North look like the pressure's on again. Waikerie getting plenty of people to the ball.
Was Brad Truscott got a kick as he was getting
Ryan
tackled?
Turner,
Turner goes to centre the ball, but he's coughed it up, and a great mark taken once again by Cody Vomad for Loxton North in defence. paddles it out to Hampel, but umpire said 25. I reckon there might be a bit of language going on out there.
It's up right up to half back. That's more like 50 than 25.
Non-officiating umpire just called something as it was exiting his zone.
So. Hey, we saw this before from the Pies where they were a little bit undisciplined. Oh, what a bad kick across from Lewis. Not normally something you'd see from him.
He got caught just as he kicked that, and it affected it.
Geeman with the ball centre wing for Waikerie. Looks up, finds a teammate. Hilton further out on the half-forward flank. Hilton takes an unopposed mark. Sort of a little bit of chaos out there in both sides, isn't there, as to what to do with it next. The lead comes from B, takes a strong mark at half-forward for Waikerie.
Young Petch there tried to get a hand in there, but he was a bit too strong there.
He's a strong
23 plays 21, Loxton North with a 2-point advantage. 15 will nearly come out with 16 minutes played.
Nash Andrew warming up to come back on.
Kick to the pocket.
He's back on.
Overcooked the kick and went over the hands of Turner, and the ball in is called. Turner got a couple of fingertips to it.
We saw Waikerie get frustrated when they played Berry down at their home ground a while back and give away a lot of free kicks and 50s and 25s, and it's sort of creeping in a little bit there too, whether Loxton North are just frustrating him out of it, or whether they're frustrating themselves more than anything, I think.
I think it might be a bit of that. Ball scrabbles out towards the boundary, but back in board, a bit of a wrestle. A little bit... not quite SummerSlam, it's Lakeside Slam going on out there at the moment.
Braun a long way down from his normal back position, but then it's most players are. They're all Waikerie side of centre. The ball tries to come out. Terrible bounce. Nitschke tried to get his hands on it. Wooldridge does. Handball, lovely little tap there from...
Nitschke I reckon that would sock it off the deck, but it might have been out of bounds before, and the umpires called that. So, free kick. Oh, actually, it's out on the fourth for Waikerie.
No, it's out. It's a last disposal kick.
Loxton North with the kick here.
It was a last disposal kick.
Umpires are chatting this year. I reckon this might be reversed because he was just about.
Yeah, it is reversed. You're right. It is reversed.
On the full, it was called.
Well called, Lockie Winnell. All over it, mate. From this lovely position we have up here at the top of the Waikerie club rooms.
Just in case you're wanting to get to the game. Not much going on at Waikerie today.
If you're not here, you're too late.
Yeah. Ball flies up to the lakeside wing. Turner gets it off the deck, and it's going to be a wrestle to the ground. We'll get another ball up.
See, for me, that's holding the ball. He stuck his arm up to fend off there, and admittedly, he didn't have much time to get rid of it. But once you put that arm up, aren't you gone?
You would have thought so.
Oh, a lovely hit out from Hilton up in the ruck contest. Had a go, but Wooldridge gathered it in, tried to get onto his left foot, but ran out of playing space.
I think you need to head to umpire training on the week of the grand final and just make sure that you've got the fine print right for grand final day.
Here we go, ball in. This time Nitschke takes the ball, can't get it clear from the pack. Back in it goes. I think they're doing a heck of a job. But hang on. Here comes coming from the ground, holding his shot. I reckon it's Jared B, who has. And he ran straight off as he hit the ground. I mean, he's a tough hombre. I don't think it'll necessarily finish him, but it might be just a stinger, boys. It's sort of almost line ball, and it probably deserves to be like that. Craig Miller takes the ball out of ruck again. Last time he kicked it clear. This time he didn't have the opportunity. Worsfold back in, dishes out a handball to Eckerman, who kicks it up to the centre, but in the way is Waikerie halfback Samuel Hannaford. Takes a mark in the centre of the ground. Crosses it across to a player who he thought had plenty of space, but was quickly closed down.
Josh Wooldridge got a hand onto it just, but Kate Hilton for the Magpies quickly picks it up off the deck, gets the out kick to Luke Exton. At the broadcast wing, just looking for a target inboard. Umpire's going to say move it on here.
Uses the
ball.
Goes
back inboard to Braun.
He uses the ball well, Hilton, but doesn't gain a lot of metres towards the goals. It's always an outlet.
Braun goes down the line, long, not really to a target, just to a contest. Flies up, punched out of bounds, and we'll get a ball in, Lakeside wing.
North enjoying that when the ball comes down the line high because they got the height behind it in Cody Vumard and Judge Sherpick and co. And Nitschke and William Nitschke also. So they're up to the task when it comes in high and slow like that.
Miller taking the ruck, palms it to Hilton, but gets about as far as Joe Worsfold. Go again.
Plenty of space here, a lot of arms being waved. If North can get this ball forward, they're set to go, but so are Waikerie. Out of the pack comes Spenceley, gets fit possession of the ball, cuts back in, handballs, but handballs to a Loxton North player in Petch. Chain of handballs, Joel Worsfold out to Lewis. The old no-look handball, but it comes loose and into the hands of Samuel Tranderfield, who drives Waikerie forward. Up goes Sherpick, couldn't bring that one-hander in. Off the ground goes Nash Andrew, drives the ball forward towards King in a one-on-one. Pushed out of the ground, out of the way as Eckerman mops up and finds Jasper Hutchinson at halfback.
Hutchinson now goes wide, looking for Neil. He's been a bit quiet. Ball dropped short, got it off the deck. He's got a bit of pace to shake his opponent and does. Straight up the line he goes, finds Nitschke on a lead. Loxton North work it up the Townside wing, then a Camp Kateris wing. We'll call it this afternoon. Finds Scott right in front of the Australian flag.
Neil forward of the ball here, ready to go again if they can get it to him. Cross it comes to Scott Lewis. He has really no options out here, so he goes straight down the middle looking for Wooldridge, who ran under it. Sorry, it wasn't Wooldridge.
No, it was.
Number
right.
10, he's changed his number, has he?
There's 2 Wooldridges out there today.
It is, but I don't have a 10 in my score sheet, Lockie.
Too true. I'll suss that one out in a second. He must have changed Guernseys.
Yeah,
He must
that's what
have
I'm thinking.
one.
I'm thinking he has. Punched out by Loxton. Michael Scott takes the ball. Handball's loose to Scott Lewis. He's looking for pitch. Gets it on his boot. Straight forward. Loxton North can't get hold of it. Neither can Waikerie. Off the ground. Does that count as a possession? It hasn't gone out yet. It has now.
It might need another Guernsey change in a minute, Reece Wooldridge.
Reece
He's just come
Wooldridge,
from
yep.
the ground with a bit of a gut injury, it looks like.
So, yeah, Reece Wooldridge, 27 in the program, but has changed Guernseys to number 10.
Got some tape around his nose, Hannibal Lecter style. Maybe he had a blood nose.
Lewis
Ball comes forward.
And Loxton North will have another inside 50. 21 minutes nearly on the clock. 5R Riverland football goes to the pocket. Going over the back. Nitschke tries to scoop it up, but out of bounds off hands, and we'll get a ball in.
Not a bad result there for the Panthers because Waikerie had him outnumbered. Braun was sitting up in the hole trying to take the intercept mark for Waikerie, but they were keeping it away from him. In it comes. Viney Oates up this time against Miller. Viney Oates grabs the footy, tries to slam it on his boot, goes back again for another bite, and wrestles his player. Oh, and he gets penalised for putting his player down too hard.
Oh, there's a bit of action after.
And that was Cade Hilton that was slammed to the ground.
Waikerie might be careful not to get this reversed. They avoided that. Hilton with the kick.
Fair enough too, but
it's going to be Cade Hilton now for the Magpies. Goes to the Lakeside wing. Oh, Miller, great
Lovely
contested
mark, yeah.
mark. And there's a mark of the day contender for the second quarter.
yeah, Sherpick too deep there, couldn't get to him.
Down the line looking for King. Oh, great punch from Max Schenkel. Eckerman in front. Spills out. Stewie Levick there tried to get his hands on it. And we'll get a ball up.
I don't quite get some of that play. I mean, I know Eckerman was under pressure, but he handballed back in. But I suppose this is the effective last disposal rule. Normally that would have been a sort of handball towards the boundary line, and you'd try not to open the ground up for your opposition.
Off the foot, out in front of Hilton. If he can keep it in, he's got a bit of pace. It was getting chased by Eckerman. Hilton inside attacking 50 for the Magpies. King!
Lovely mark.
Comes in from the side and takes a ripping mark. He'll go back for a shot on goal. 30 out, 45-degree angle to the western end.
Excellent bodywork there by King. Come late to the contest there behind Schenkel and just managed to just move him out of the way as he stuck his arms out and marked it. That's exactly what you want to see in a marking contest. Both players going for the footy.
Second of the quarter on offer here.
Yep.
Kick's about to be on the way. Looks pretty straight off the boot.
Makes no mistake, this Sean King. Gives the lead back to Waikerie. Waikerie go to 4-3-27, leading Loxton North 3-5-23 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Gee whiz, what a close game we have here. Goal for goal.
Love it. This is why we love 5RM Riverland football. From McDonald's Renmark, and the Big Arch has arrived.
We wouldn't be getting far off half-time, I would have thought. Wooldridge back on the ground too, so it's good news for
less than a minute
the
to play.
Panthers.
45 seconds to go, so it looks like the Maggies will take a slender lead into the half break, and like I said, goal for goal it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waikerie kicked 2 in a row, but it's been goal for goal most of the day.
23 and a half minutes played on the Riverland wine room clock. Bit of overcast conditions here at the lakeside. Non-officiating umpires called a infringement on the centre square. It's going to be Loxton North with a kick.
I don't
Up to
think they
half
have time
forward.
to square. There's
And
half a
that
minute
was
left.
Joel Worsfold. He get this one on. I think he's had the hurry up. Goes inside attacking 50. Magpies are there, front and centre. They're going to clear this one out, are they? There's Sam Hannaford, tries to shake the tackle. Tackled by James Neal, holding the ball. And Neal's going to have a shot on goal.
I'll tell you
right
what.
on 50 out.
I'll tell you what, fellas, this is in his range. If he realises that the siren's about to sound, there's 5 seconds left. Hopefully, for his sake, it'll sound before he passes it. No, it didn't.
And one of the cruel things in football just happened. Snobby Norton, you called it.
It was. He needed that siren was not his friend there. Wasn't a bad pass, but there was no time left.
2 points the margin. It's Waikerie with the lead. Semi-final action on 5RM. It's half-time. Half-time at the Lakeside. It is the Waikerie Magpies with a slight advantage in this knockout semi-final. Lockie Winnell, Nobby Norton and Lockie Dan this afternoon at 5RM footy. Nobby Norton team's back on the field, and an interesting observation you picked up just prior to half-time.
What was that, Lockie?
How the teams were running off the field, or maybe one of them wasn't.
Yeah, that was interesting, mate, because Loxton North was showing body language. They actually ran off the field for half-time. Waikerie was sort of dragging themselves off until they saw the Panthers run past them, and then they sprung into a bit of a jog. But it must have been addressed at half-time because Waikerie, the first team back out, and were doing plenty, and Loxton North have just come back onto the ground with the umpires. Like you said, a very close game, 4-point margin in favour of the Magpies here at half-time at the Barmera Oval in the elimination final. Goal kickers, the score is Waikerie 4-3-27, leading Loxton North 3-5-23. Goal kickers for the Waikerie Magpies, Sean King with 2, both in that quarter, and also singles to Jake Spenceley and Ryan Turner. For Loxton North, James Neal with 2 goals, and probably could have had a couple more, and Reece Waldridge with 1. Now, best players for both sides. Lockie, Dan, what are you thinking?
Well, I've looked at Jake Spenceley. I think he's provided them a lot of a run. Cade Hilton's probably been their best. Jared B's had a fair bit of the footy and looks to be okay after a suspected injury, but that's good to see him back on the ground. Sean King's had his moments and kicked a couple, so that's always good to see him on the scoreboard. I've liked the game of Thomas Truscott. Sam Hannaford's done some nice things. Ryan Turner is in amongst the goals. Luke Hexton's done some pretty nice things across half-back. He's usually pretty consistent.
He's also been tackled a couple of times.
He has. He's worn a few. Tristan Gibbons done quite well. And then for Loxton North, I've liked the game of Josh Nelson. He hasn't wasted it when he's had it. Cody Vumard's been exceptional, probably the best on the ground so far. Dylan Petch, I've quite liked the game of. Great to see Judd Sherpick back on the ground. James Neal's right in the top 3. Tyler Wagner, really good too. Mackenzie Hall, really nice. Joel Worsfold has had a lot of the footy and doesn't waste it, as we said earlier. Brock Viney Oaks, I've liked the game of. Matty Hample's doing well, as is Scott Lewis.
Yeah, the big fella's actually probably Hample maybe leading the duel in that, definitely with the tap-outs. Perhaps Burgermeister doing a little bit more around the ground.
Yeah, well, I actually thought, Nobby, that Hample was a bit stiff to be in and out of the side for Loxton North this year. Sort of an A-grade regular last year, and I thought he had a really good year last year, but sort of, hasn't been able to nail down a spot on the side. But he's in the team at the business end, so that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that B was back on the ground. He looked like he copped a bit of a stinger to the last part of that quarter and left the ground favouring his shoulder, which was strapped before he was injured. But I see he's back in the middle of the ground and he's ready to go, and that's what you want from your skipper. So he's about to take this bounce down. Coming to the boundary for Loxton North is they've got their guns. Only Scott came to the boundary. I didn't see who else was with him, but all their aces are in the pack, are out on the field. Once again, we see James Neal lining up with Cade Hilton. There's orange booted people out there together, and Worsfold and Spenceley lining up alongside each other. Look, it's going to be on for young and old. Who's going to win it?
Well, I'm going with Waikerie, but it's going to be survival of the fittest.
Yep. Here we are, second half underway at the Lakeside in Barmera. The Loxton North Panthers and the Waikerie Magpies. Umpire has called a free kick to the Magpies to start this one off. It might have been holding on. So the non-officiating umpire called that. Straight up the guts goes Hilton, finds Turner on a lead at centre half forward, and he looks to move on quickly. Goes left, King. It's going to drop short, paddles it forward. Brad Truscott dishes out the handball to Thomas Truscott. Truscott now back inboard to the centre. Judd Sherpick, good hit out. Jai Drake now for Loxton North. Finds Schenkel, a loopy handball to Nelson. Under pressure. Spenceley wants holding the ball, but umpire says my ball.
There's the experience of Josh Nelson there. News under the pump. Copped a high handball in, he knew. All I'm going to do is take possession, is get tackled and hope for a ball up.
Oh, just watching this here, I think Jake Spenceley might have just copped one, and he's just holding up for a sec here. Back in the air it goes. Matt Hample doing the ruck work for Loxton North. Couple of loose handballs off the deck. Handball, not really off the... Matt Hample, rather, not really a handball, and umpire says we'll have it again.
Waikerie have opened this quarter much more settled with the ball and using it more precisely.
Yeah.
Back up it goes. Neal with the crumbs, but went about as far as a ant goes for lunch.
There's some interesting headwear on out here at the moment from both sides. Oh, here we go.
Umpire's called high, and it's going to be Waikerie with the free here at half forward. Turner.
Turner was up in the ruck against Hempel, and I don't think the big fella was trying to do anything other than get the ball, but he looked like he might have wrapped his hands around Turner high. That's Geeman with the footy at centre half forward for Waikerie. He's pushed back off the ball, looks to go straight up the middle to a teammate, couldn't get clear.
Waldridge was front and centre, but it's Spenceley that picks it up off the deck, calling for a handball option, a short kick to Geeman, who gets it on the boot, slices it towards the boundary. It's a foot race.
He gets it
back himself. He's got it on a string. Now kicks it to the pocket. It's a high ball. They all fly up. King over the back. Dodges a bit of traffic. Handball not quite hit the target, and a ball up in the right forward pocket.
I'll tell you what, this first couple of minutes of the quarter is the highlights for me are the non-calls. It's just play on. The players have got to quickly switch on to this. Umpires only paying what's absolutely obvious and are happy to let the ball go a little bit.
That's gone to the boundary, and we'll get a ball in at the right forward pocket for the Waikerie Magpies, who lead by 4 just in the second half. Hampel out of the ruck, gets it on the boot, didn't quite see it, a bit of a kick and hope. Geeman on half forward now for the Magpies. Incorrect disposal, holding the ball is the official call, and it's going to be a free kick to Scott Lewis.
Gee, they were set up well, the Pies, behind the ball. Looked like they could do some damage. Loxton North are lucky to escape that. This time, nice kick out from the general, from Scotty Lewis, finds a teammate, gets up, plays on, but shoots it over the top of Nelson's head, straight to his opponent, who takes the mark on the centre wing for Waikerie and will look to drive him back in.
Yeah, Tom Truscott there.
Goes down to Smith, who's sporting some rather nice headgear there, a nice headband.
There's a bit of that going on today. Over the top to Spenceley, who's playing a pretty good game this afternoon. Gets around his opponent, inside attacking 50 for the Magpies. King the target, bumps out his opponent.
Once again, the umpire was right there and said, that's okay, fellas. I'm not so sure.
Well, I've noticed that Waikerie have put Ryan Turner into the ruck and put King forward, and I like that move. They've got to get their key forward up inside 50. He can't do any damage in the ruck.
And he's playing to conditions. I mean, that movement he just made there where he kind of pushed his opponent off with his hands, maybe it was in the side, but in the marking contest, but he's read the conditions and he's playing to them.
King now straight in front, 30 out. He might have missed this, and he has.
Yeah,
Minor score. Loxton North get away with one.
There's a let-off for the Panthers. Takes Waikerie to 4-4-28. First score of the quarter to Loxton North, 3-5-23. A 5-point margin in favour of the Waikerie Magpies on the Berry Better scoreboard.
Just checking the temperature, 15 degrees. Doesn't feel that.
Finals footy is all about taking your chances, and when your key forward is unable to put one through, that can really hurt. So he'll be looking to get one back.
So it's going to be Loxton North to bring this one back in. It's Petch. Goes to the right back flank. Vomard couldn't mark it. Spills to Josh Woolley and spills out of bounds as well.
There's a bit going on after the ball leaves people's possession here, isn't there? Is it just me seeing that, Lock and Dan, or are you thinking the same?
There is, yes.
Seems to be a reluctance to look after the bloke with the footy.
So ball in, still inside Magpies attacking 50. Hampel paddles that one out of bounds again, and I think they're calling for a deliberate, but it's not going to happen.
Kate Hilton was leading the charge there, certainly asking the question.
He's got a pretty good relationship with umpires, as we well know.
Yes.
So a ball in. It's going to be Howard. King takes his opponent, Hampel, on the ground, but umpire says play on.
Boys, I've got to say something here, and it's Hampel gave away a free kick to Ryan Turner in the previous ruck contest for a wrestle in the game. He was wrestled to the ground then and got nothing.
Ruck contest sees Worsfold get a couple of metres in, wrapped up, and we'll have another one, not holding the ball.
Yep, Waikerie fans certainly thought it was.
Yeah.
It's going to be King, eyes on the body again.
Yeah, lovely hit out to Worsfold. He can just go down the wing, but unfortunately kicks it out of bounds on the full, right in between the two coaches' box. And the ball Ben Smith will bring the ball back into play.
For me in a ruck contest, as soon as you take your eyes off the ball and go the man, it's a free. It's a free, yep.
I agree. Here we go. Waldridge trying to get in over it. Helped over the ball in the back. Ball comes out. Legged was that Loxton North play. Gee whiz, fellas. I'm going to stop calling the game in terms of the infringement. But that was... You can't grab a player below the knees.
Tyler Wagner there.
Hannaford there and Scott Lewis on the deck help each other up off the ground. Brad Burgermeister gets the tap down to Petch. Worsfold dishes over to Scott Lewis, who's got a couple of metres Gets
Lovely
on the
kick.
left. Looking for Buckley at half forward. Can't quite drag it in. Taryn Brock now for the Magpies. Goes the big switch. He's got it on a bit of space. Magpies are going to have to get the sit. They do. I think it was Braun.
Yeah, he
Now,
keeps running.
back inboard to the centre. James Neal. A bit of pressure here for the Magpies. They're going to have to get it to pick up off the deck. Umpire says holding on.
And
Play
then
on advantage.
And then pulls out one
That's
of the
Nitschke
softest ones I've
inside
seen.
attacking 50 for Waikerie. Mason Eckerman for the Panthers takes a great mark. Looking for Sherpig, who had to paddle it down. Didn't really have any teammates there. Now Turner, it's 1-on-3. Now there's a couple of Panthers there. Turner off the deck. Looking for King. B. Now Spenceley had a couple of bites at it. Wheels around. It might be coming back through, and I think it has.
That's a goal.
And the Magpies get the first of the third quarter.
Did Mason Eckerman take that mark and play on, or was he not paid?
Yeah, I don't think he thought he marked it. I think there might have been a few other hands on it.
Certainly looked like a mark from my.
Yeah, me too. I
spot.
thought settle down, son, and just go back and steady.
I think it was because he got the second bite at it. I think he thought it might have come off someone else, but he was the only one there.
So the score currently reading Waikerie 5-4-34, leading Loxton North 3-5-23. It's the biggest margin of the game so far in favour of the Magpies on the Berry Better scoreboard. But gee whiz, fellas, I don't think everyone's come back out after half time, particularly the blokes in the green.
Oh, Nobby Norton, please.
I won't say any more.
As always, direct your. Just to reiterate, Nobby is a subcontractor of 5RM.
No, it's just a lack of, and the players were taking advantage of it. So it's not just all
ball up
those
in the
guys.
centre. It's King doing the crumbs now. Now it's Loxton North. Neal gets it forward inside, attacking 50 for Loxton North. High ball.
Lovely
and a
mark.
great mark taken in defence there by Jack Burgermeister.
He has had a brilliant second half of the season.
Umpire says that's a 25. Didn't get off the mark quick enough.
They moved him back there, and he's become one of the best key defenders in the competition.
Yeah, he played a lot of forward, at half forward, centre half forward, and hitting up in the ruck. But he's, like you said, he's a good defender.
Gets it over the top to Spenceley, unchecked, and then dropped the ball. And Buckley bumped that out of his hands. And 25 again. So Panthers getting frustrated. Now Spenceley inside attacking 50 on a big lead to Hilton, who flies up with the arms in the air and takes a mark. 40 out, kicking on a slight angle, or 45 angle, not quite 45.
Waikerie about
to the far side.
Waikerie about to take full control of this game and moving the ball well, precisely, and deliberately.
Yeah. I'm more cool if the ball gets bumped out of someone's hands, but if someone drops it and there's a player next to it, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, Cade Hilton just coming in from 45 here. I think he would put that through. Looks good.
He likes it. He likes it.
He's happy. The Magpies get the second of the quarter. 17-point margin, the biggest of the game so far. And a couple of warning signs for the Panthers now. They're going to have to find something soon.
Yeah, Waikerie with the last 3 goals of the match taking quite a lead into this third quarter.
5R Riverland football on a Sunday afternoon. Bit more breeze starting to come in off the lakeside. And Pay is now going back to the centre. We'll get another ball up in a minute. 17-point margin. Waikerie 6-4-40. Loxton North 3-5-23 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Lockie Dan to Panthers. What are they going to have to find?
They're going to have to find something out of the middle. They've got Scott Lewis in there with Jimmy, Neal and Joel Worsfold. So they need to get Neal's run going. He's got Heusler here, so that might be a matchup they can exploit.
Back up in the centre it goes. Good tap there. It's Hampel trying to get the crumbs off the deck and finds Patch. Spills it out to right half forward, but it's going to be Nitschke from Waikerie that gets that one out of bounds and will get a ball in. Half forward for Loxton North. And Hampel in the middle taking a bit of time to get up off the deck.
Yeah, best way to keep Waikerie out of the game is to keep it up your end and try and get it on the scoreboard. But Magpies taking control here.
Bit of pace taken out of the game too.
Yep.
Truscott now. Brad crumbs it forward. Petch tries to scoop it up. He couldn't. Spills out the back to Heusler. Had to go right, then went left and punched out of bounds. It goes and we'll get a Benny Smith there, I reckon. And we'll get a ball in. 5R in Riverland football. Live on a Sunday afternoon. 91.5 FM, 8 on AM and 5RM.com. Ball in. Burgermeister doing the ruck work and Buckley. Footy on the deck. No one really wants it. And we'll get another ball up.
Buckley opened well in the first quarter, but not having the influence on the game that he did then. He needs to step up and provide the Panthers with a way forward.
Back up it goes. Went not very far at all, and we'll go again.
Lockie Dan, Sean King playing a pivotal role in this Waikerie side at the moment, both on ball and up forward.
Yeah, I have noticed he's spending some time on the ball. He's just lost possession there, Jared
Buckley now, inside attacking 50 for Loxton North. Benny Smith for Waikerie, crumbs it, we'll get a ball up.
Yeah, Buckley was a bit stiff there. I think he got one after he kicked it. Probably could have been a downfield free.
So, he's attacking 50. Buckley doing the ruck work, tried to clunk it out there himself. But now, bit of an argument. Hannaford just drives it out, gets it on the boot, on the ground.
Ooh.
Michael Scott for Loxton North nearly had it, but went through his hands. And now a ball up at half forward for Loxton North.
A game of centimetres, boys. Had he just grabbed that and managed to burst free, you never know. But Waikerie equal to the task. Quite good behind the footy, particularly Hannaford.
17-point margin. And another ball up we'll have.
Do you know what, fellas? It's almost like the Panthers aren't trying to win the ball first. They're trying to take the second, let the opposition get it and take the tackle, which is not going to work for them. Here we go. Out of the ruck comes King, doing damage on ball too. Bursts clear, shoots it out towards the wing, out towards Geeman territory, but with him Jasper Hutchinson, who was thrown off the footy.
Slung off the ball. Umpire's going to say it's my footy.
There seems to be a Masut Akaso-sized hole in this Loxton
There is,
midfield at the moment.
Yeah, there is a good call. They're missing his hardness over the footy and around the ball.
Yeah, and just a pure drive
Yep.
up to half forward.
And actually, King's playing that role for Waikerie, isn't he? That Masood would for Loxton North. Ball comes out. Hutchinson takes the mark on the wing. Will go back to take his kick and try and drive the Panthers forward. Short kick down the line and a lovely mark up by Buckley there. Takes it on the chest. He's lifted. He's trying to lift the team. Wheels around, shoots the ball up even further, but to no one.
Now it's going to be Trandafu, I reckon, that gets a handball out to Jack Burgermeister. Up to half forward. Spenceley flew up, but nowhere near the ball. An unrealistic attempt. It's going to be a free kick to Cody Vomard.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing there, Spence. He knew he was going to give the free away, but he was trying to hold the rebound up.
Vomard goes short inside to Petch, and that is Dylan.
Worsfold in
Worsfold now.
space. Yeah.
Kicks to a bit of space. He's got a bit of space here, the Panthers. Out to Buckley on the far wing. Just chips it over the top, looking for
Hutchinson takes the mark, run for. This is what they need, some leg speed. He lifts up, finds Petch in the middle. They're slowly chipping their way towards the goals and keeping possession at the same time. Buckley ran on, is now standing under a high ball. Gee whiz, he didn't really want to be there. Worsfold in, breaks the tackle, runs to the 50, drives the Panthers forward. But Waikerie up to the task. Ball comes loose. Dummy sold. Is that Tyler Wagner? Yeah. Whoa! What? That's been paid in the square. Up went the long arms of Brock Viney-Opes. That was good play by Tyler Wagner there. Like you were saying, Lockie Dan, he is the X factor in this side that can get them going.
He's the difference in their forward line at the moment.
Viney-Opes from inside the 10-metre square makes no mistake, and that's a goal well needed by the Panthers after Waikerie have come out and banged on 3 in this quarter. Loxton North narrow the margin to, what is it? 10?
11 right in front of you, Nobby.
Yeah, sorry, 11 points. I was going to say under 2 goals. I was looking at the scoreboard up there.
We have a scoring system.
Yes, I know. So it's an 11-point margin on the very better scoreboard in favour of the Waikerie Magpies and a much-needed goal to the Panthers.
But don't think about copying the file because I've got a patent on it, all right?
Okay.
5 home Riverland football, love it, a Sunday afternoon here at the Lakeside in Barmera. 11 points the margin. Loxton North trail. 29 plays 40.
It's going to be how close can Loxton North keep this so they can supposedly come home with the use of the breeze in the last quarter. But in saying that, that flag is just hanging straight down. Yeah. It's fluky at best.
It's not much breeze at all. Yeah. Back to the centre it is. It's a tap down. Neil ran over it. So did Hilton. They argue over the ground for it, and we'll get a ball up.
Neil's another player that's going to have to step up. He had a good first half, but he hasn't touched it this quarter.
Yeah, he's been a little bit quieter. I think they're putting a bit of attention to him.
So Ample takes it, but Hilton ends up with it. Drives Waikerie forward yet again. Vumard in front. Had first bite at it, but ended up being on the ground, and now that'll be a ball up at the 50-metre line of the Waikerie forward line.
Just over 16 minutes played. Third quarter, Riverland footy on 5RM. Hampel taps back inboard. Holding on's the call, and it's the Magpies with the free. Inside 50, quick. Spenceley's got a paddock. Oh, he made it hard. He was taken high and went down, and it's a 25-metre penalty, and it's going to be a goal to the Waikerie Magpies, straight in front. The 2018 Willis medalists slots that through the middle, and that's a goal.
Spenceley kicks his third. I can't help but think that long hair, when he throws that head back, he seems to get the attention he needs.
There's a bit of a prop, you reckon?
Yes, very much so. I don't think he needed the 25 anyway. He was going to probably kick the goal from where he was.
Yeah, well, I don't even think he was able to get a full 25-metre penalty. No. He was that close. So,
17 minutes gone. Yes, as you said, Nobby. Crucial goal.
Yep, 3 goals for Spenceley today, and he's proving a real factor for the Waikerie Magpies and a real problem for Loxton North. And if you're looking at the two players playing against each other, Spenceley's got 3 goals. We know that Joel Worsfold's getting a fair bit of it out of the middle, but can't help but think maybe Spenceley's holding that on points at the moment.
Lewis now in the middle for Loxton North, up to half forward. Joel Worsfold ran over it, and now the Magpies through the middle. A couple of quick link-up handballs. Jared B on half-back, goes on the switch, looking for Geeman, who takes it in.
Yeah, the names are starting to come forward. It was Spenceley to Hilton to B to Geeman. They're starting to roll with the Pies.
It's up to right half forward. No one able to mark it. Loxton North get a couple of handballs. Trying to shake the tackle. Goes out of bounds and will get a ball in.
Yeah, it's starting to look more like the Waikerie side that we see from week to week when they get their backs up.
Yeah, the cream rises to the top, and it's no better time to rise to the top than third quarter elimination final.
Yeah, leading by 17 points on the very better scoreboard here, Waikerie, and I can't help but think that might be enough, but plenty of time to come and plenty of opportunity for Loxton North to get back in this game.
18 and a half minutes played. Now up to half forward for Loxton North. Mark not paid by the Waikerie defenders. Buckley now tries to scoop it off the deck. Jack Burgermeister also in there. Gets a handball out to Reese Wooldridge, who goes to shake the tackle. Gets a handball out to Buckley. Buckley now out to Petch. Cooper now to Dylan. Ball drops a bit short. Dylan gets a small kick away. Finds Josh Wooldridge, who shoots it inside 50. Looking for Viney Obst and takes a chest mark on a lead. And the Panthers will have another shot getting back into this one.
Big fella moving pretty well.
Slots it off quickly to Nelson. Kick. Well, he's after going to come back here. So,
gee whiz, nothing going the Panthers' favour here. Call back, time was off, so he has to go back and take his shot after he dished that ball out to Nelson. I did see Jai Drake from Loxton North heading to the change rooms with the physio, with the team's physio. So, not limping or anything, maybe just a slight back issue. Lovely kick.
Angle.
What a lovely kick, just to the right. Looked good off the boot, but a point only. Narrows the margin to 16 points in favour of Waikerie on the very better scoreboard. They lead 7-4-46 to Loxton North 4-6-30 as the ball comes out of the back lines.
Loxton North now going the rebound, but intercept from Heusler through a bit of traffic. Gets it out to Hilton. Now to Tristan Geeman at halfback. Finds Jack Burgermeister by hand. Long by foot was Burgermeister up to King.
Yeah, lovely mark.
Checks the arms up. Was knocked out, but umpire paid the mark. He had enough time with it. Goes long just to space. Looking for Turner. It was Eckerman in there. Gets a hand on it. Goes out of bounds and will get a ball in. Now the time on.
Yeah, Truscott was trying to burn off Eckerman towards the goals, but the kick didn't get in front of him. He had to come back to the ball. Is 16-point lead going to be enough for the Pies going into this last quarter?
Well, just thinking Loxton North have only scored 30 for the game, so it would be a big fourth quarter.
Gee, Neil ridden into the ground there, but Waikerie get up and come with the ball out. B, handballs out of the pack towards Stuart Liebeck, who's taken down. Ball comes to Eckerman. He gets out of defence to Sherpick at half-back for Loxton North. Loxton North hanging on, but only just.
Just holding on here, Loxton North, so it's going to be Sherpick that just goes down the line to a contest. They all fly up, spills inboard. Magpie Crummers seem to be getting more of it in these contests.
He's played a good game, Jared B. We saw him leave the ground just before half-time with a shoulder injury, and he's back out there just playing as if it's the first quarter. Really giving his team a lift and really leading them. Ball comes out of the pack from Petch, I think, that time drove it forward. No, it might have been Wooldridge, I reckon. Drove it
Josh.
forward. But held up by Jack Burgermeister, who Lockie Dan thinks is probably the most improved defender in the RFL this year.
Yeah, by some distance too.
Goes up to the far wing. And Turner gets a handball back inboard. Finds Sherpig, though, his opponent. Spills out of bounds right under the flag, which is starting to move a little bit more breeze. If you're on a yacht, you'd be a bit more excited about that breeze than you were 5 minutes ago.
You'd be unfolding the spinnaker if it was behind you.
Well,
Loxton
much.
North are going to need that.
Only 13 kilometre per hour wind speed at the moment. Not much at all. Through the contest it goes. Calls for holding the ball, but umpire says no prior. I'll have it.
Gee, I was on that call as well. 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
So ball up,
16-point leaders.
Right up under the flag. Some sloppy handballs. Hilton off the deck. Handballed it straight to James Neal from Loxton North, who went to kick it, but it was smothered. Now handball back inboard to a bit of space. Petch to the top of the 50 arc. Trying to rake it in, he couldn't do it. And Taryn Brock, there he is again, Nobby Norton, gets a kick away in the defence for Waikerie. Up to a bit of good contest here. Cody Vomard for Loxton North now recovers it. Gets it out to Nelson, who takes the mark. Josh Wooltridge screaming pass for the handball, but ignores that. Now maybe looking for Reese. No, it goes inboard to Worsfold.
Yeah, trying to make sure they don't give the ball back here. Cross to Scott Lewis at centre-half forward. He goes with a beautiful pass in. And the Loxton North player was helped into that ball with a shove in the back and took a chest mark. So had he not got that shove in the back, he might not have taken that mark.
Well, it's been paid, so that's Buckley.
Yeah, he's lifted. His last 5-6 minutes of this quarter, he's given them something up forward, and he'll need to keep giving them for the rest of the game if they're going to get back in here to the result. He passes off Buckley, goes short, finds... Looks like Tyler Wagner, is it, out there?
No, it is Petch.
Petch. He's had a heck of a game, I think, young Petch. He'd be, Lachlan Dan would be scribbling
Cooper,
down next to him.
Not Dylan.
Yeah, Cooper'd be scribbling next to him. Putting another tick next to his name. They need this big time, Loxton North.
It's a fair kick.
Misses again, this time to the left. Only a point takes Loxton to 4-7-31 and trailing Waikerie 7-4-46 by 15 points as the time ticks away on the Riverland wine clock with 23 seconds left.
Not specifically these two, but we have seen teams squander chances at Barmer Oval throughout the years, cost them games.
Turner down onto the ball, takes the mark at half-back for Waikerie, and that'll pretty much be the end of the quarter. There'll be no more score here unless they turn it over to Loxton North. Under 10 seconds to go. It goes down centre wing. No one comes out with the football. Comes out a little bit towards Truscott, but he's wrapped up, and it'll be a ball up on centre wing as the siren goes to end the third quarter, with Waikerie leading this game by 15 points.
This is 5 round Riverland football. The big fourth quarter to come right here. Sunday afternoon football at 5RM, an elimination semi-final currently. The Waikerie Magpies 15 points ahead, all but 20 minutes and time on away from a grand final.
Preliminary final.
A prelim final, yes.
But 2 games from the grand final, which is only one team will be able to go on that path after today. Hey, look, Loxton North have been bold, they've been brave, but Waikerie answered every challenge, and I thought that was the best quarter of footy they've played today, Waikerie. They took control of the ball. All those names we talk about, Hilton, B, and also out on the wing, Tristan Geeman, they clicked in and they started moving the ball well. And they've taken a 15-point lead into this break and come out to defend it. I can't help but think that Loxton North will need to kick the first goal. I know they say the first goal is important, but in this case it'll be the first couple of goals. And if Waikerie can put one through, that margin will just be too much.
Yeah, I agree. And Waikerie seem to have a fair bit of class, and I think they'll just control possession purely for the fact that they can.
Yep. Both sides with a few injuries. Macrath suited up with perhaps a recurring knee knock that he's had a few weeks ago, coming back, so he probably won't see any more of him today, but maybe next week. And Loxton North, I didn't see Jai Drake come back out from the physio, but goal kickers so far today, Spenceley with 3, King with 2, and singles to Hilton and Turner for Waikerie. For Loxton North, James Neal with 2, singles to Wooldridge, Viney Oaks, and I'm missing one other.
I'll grab it in a second. Nobby, ball up in the air. In a second, we are about to get underway. I reckon Tyler Wagner's the person you were looking for, Nobby Norton. Loxton North get the first clearance. It's Worsfold inside attacking 50, bounces in front. They dive on it, lock it in. Umpire's going to get there. I'm going to get a ball up. 30 out from the Panthers' goal. Less than 30 seconds played.
Well, that decision to kick against the breeze in the first quarter might just pass, because that flag over there at Bice Street on the wing is really streaming
Nitschke
towards...
with the crumbs running past. Wrapped up. He was only about half a second breaking that and running into goal. But we'll get a ball up.
So they'll need to get the spinnaker up if they're going to play next week.
So an important bit of play now. Ball up in the air, 15 out from the Panthers' goal. Burgermeister tapped it to space, paddles it forward, and the Exton would try to run onto it, but boundary beat him.
Yeah, Worsfold trying to keep that ball in play to get an opportunity at goal, but could not do it. Boundary throw in, Viney Opst and Burgermeister up. Brad, the ball didn't come in, so the boundary up will have another crack at this.
I've noticed the time clock hasn't actually started on underneath the scoreboard, but that's okay. We're underway now.
No, it has. It started now. Well spotted. Ball comes out of the ruck, hit out. Waikerie trying to get hold of it. Spenceley in with the head first, but the umpire well aware of what's going on this time. Ball comes out to Nitschke, who has a snap at goal. That was Zach Nitschke for Loxton North, but only a point resulted. Takes Loxton North to 4 goals, 8-32. Trailing Waikerie 7-4-46 by 14 points.
Was that touched on the way through, do you reckon, Nobby, or did it miss as well?
I reckon it missed, yeah, but it was going to be a hard shot to knock through. Out the ball comes, and it's Burgermeister, Jack getting it. Knocked forward by Neil towards his teammate. Loxton North towards the forward pocket.
Reese Wooldridge there trying to lock it in, and Hilton just walks it over the line for the Magpies. So a ball in, 40 around from goal for Loxton North.
North with the ball in their forward lines and keeping it there, but they can't just keep it there. You've got to score when it's there.
So ball in, tap forward, running a hot race for the footy, socket off the deck. Nitschke now for Waikerie into a bit of traffic. He's under pressure.
That is holding the ball.
Tackles it.
That's holding the ball.
Saw the opportunity and swamped it. And a shot on goal for Brock Viney Opst on a fair angle. Umpire says come around.
Yeah, he's not too far out. He's just got to think his way through this. He's on about a 45-degree angle, maybe a bit more acute. Has only kicked the ball 12 metres to the goal line. He just needs to think his way through this. And he hasn't. He's kicked it straight into the man on the mark.
Spenceley bombs it out and finds Taron Brock.
Geez, an efficient player, Taron Brock, and he doesn't make too many mistakes.
Thought about the handball and does to Spenceley now. Goes straight down the line.
Towards Hample.
Tallest man on the field, punches it out of bounds and will get a ball in. So Taron Brock, certainly a contender, Nobby, for our Young Charger Award this afternoon.
Yeah, I like the style of his... I like the cut of his jib, as they say in sailing terms, because he just doesn't make any mistakes, and he's excellent over the footy. Here comes Lewis out of that hit out. Looks up on his left foot, looks for Buckley, but can't find him. And speak of the devil, here comes Brock again, but wrapped up and caught for holding the ball. No intent to get rid of it. Should have got across the boundary quicker. Here's me pumping his tyres up, and he makes his first error of the day.
And they say being a radio announcer is not a hard gig. I've just got a cramp in my tricep muscle, Nobby.
I better wave to the trainer. See if we can get a trainer up. Buckley with the shot at goal. Sends it across the face to no one. Up go the pack. Punch through by Waikerie for a rush behind. Takes Loxton to 4-9-33, trailing Waikerie 7-4-46 by 13 points. They need goals, not points. Spenceley takes the kick in, runs out of half-back for Waikerie, chips it and finds... No, it comes loose. Petch arrives late for Loxton North, gets the handball out to Joel Worsfold. He says he pushes his Waikerie opponent out of it, but Waikerie come out of half-back through Hilton to Sanford over at half-forward, half-back. Steve Braun, I reckon it is.
Yep, that's who it is.
Play on, the umpire calls. He goes short. That's barely 15. It's not. It's play on, but Braun comes through and takes it back. This time he drives it out of bounds on the full over at the wing, right near the flagpole, where the flag is starting to bristle.
The Panthers might have a bit more of an advantage this quarter. They're losing a bit of time, though. Nearly 5 minutes played.
They've got to get it through the big white ones if they're going to make any inroads here.
Fly up to a contest at right half forward. Now Buckley bombs it inside attacking 50. It bounces short of the pack. It's Wagner that gets a handball out to Neal. A wild shot at goal. That's wobbly off the boot, and it's out on the full.
That was a right foot check side when he needed to go onto that left foot. He thought he didn't have enough time, so he played on quickly. Needed that extra step just to steady and have a shot at goal, which hasn't affected the score. Waikerie under siege here, but holding a 13-point lead on the very better scoreboard.
Getting close to 5.5 minutes played. Nitschke for Waikerie brings it back inboard. Unable to hit a target with the kick. Hits the deck. Trying to work that one through. Umpire says, I'll have it. Calls for holding the ball for Nash Andrew, but didn't quite have it in his possession.
Yeah, ball up right in front of the commentator's box here, and up goes Hampel, gets first hand to it, but they can't get it out of the pack. B tries to get hold of it. Sanford grabs it, runs out of the pack, but the umpire's already blown the whistle and is going to re-throw that up.
I love your new name for Sam Hannaford, Nobby.
Sanford.
I like it. I like it. It's brilliant.
I've shortened it.
It's a bit like Sher, just one name, Sanford.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on it. That's where I was heading with it.
I'm on board.
You're ahead of the game, Nobby.
How you can say it very quickly.
A bit like J-Lo,
Yeah,
I like it, Sanford.
Yeah, Sanford.
Not sure if Sam likes it, but anyway.
Oh, he probably does.
Josh Woolridge now, he couldn't get that far and has another ball up.
About the fourth ball up within a 2-metre radius here, and Loxton North looking to get this ball out of the pack situation and opportunity. Through comes Michael Scott, but couldn't get hold of the ball. Holding the ball against Joel Worsfold here. Pinged by Nash Andrew. Will go back and take this kick off half back for Waikerie. Looking up, but not many options. Everyone's shut down. He'll have to go down the line, which he does, down the wing, but he kicks it out on the full.
That's happened a few times today. I would have thought maybe the players would adjust and go maybe 5 metres further into the field.
It's the magnetic pull of the lake. It always wants to get people.
Wants to go for a swim, that footy.
Well, you often hear farmers talk about rain going around the lake and it splits. Maybe there's something about footies running on the same.
Sanford all on his own here in the back lines, Lockie, without an opponent sitting in the back play.
Just plugging the hole.
Yep. Fumard push forward into attack for Loxton North, and that's not a bad option.
So trying to work out who his actual opponent would be, and right on cue, Nobby nearly takes the mark. But
there's the mark of the day, and guess who it is, fellas?
Wagner.
It is that X factor for the Panthers, Tyler Wagner.
Yeah, my man. I called it early that he needed to be the X factor for them today, and he's come up with it so far. Was he kick one?
One goal today so far. Pretty early in the game too.
No,
third quarter it was too.
It's the last goal. Can he kick 2 in a row?
Thinking about Reece Woolley.
Gee whiz, Loxton North need this one, and so do we for a game.
To cut it back to 7 points.
Yep, leading by 13, Waikerie, as he lines up for this. Puts it out to the right. Will it come back? No, it stayed out there. So one behind, narrows the margin to 2 goals to 12 points. Loxton North 4-10-34, trailing Waikerie 7-4-46. Bad kickings, bad football.
Yep, finals footy, we said it.
Spenceley takes the kick out, but kicks it straight to a Loxton North player.
Hutchinson takes the ball,
Hutchinson's gonna
drives it back in.
Bring it back forward, looking for Viney Opes. Couldn't quite mark it. Double team there and spills out of bounds.
Loxton North looking dangerous here, getting it. The ball's all up their half with the breeze behind them, but you can't help but think sometimes when it's like this, the opposition only has to get it forward once and they break the pattern of play and kick a goal after all that hard work that's been done. This stage, free kick to Waikerie,
Yeah, it was there, that one.
Yep. Brad Burgermeister will take the kick out of ruck. Infringement. Yeah.
King now with the ball.
Yeah, they're settling it down a bit here, the Pies, and rightfully so. That North had a little bit of a run on, but were unable to sort of hurt them on the scoreboard. King doesn't really know what to do with it. Kicks it up the line towards Big Hample, puts his big arms up. Ball comes out of the pack. Waikerie running with the footy.
Heusler there, just got a toe to it off the deck, but intercept and a rebound again. Worsfold just holds up for a moment. Goes inboard looking for Petch.
Gets him.
That is the Dillon variety.
Worsfold's lifted too. I mean, he's a solid contributor always, Joel Worsfold, but he realises what's on here. It's the last quarter of footy.
To the contest, Viney Opes flew over the top, but a snap at goal from front and centre. I reckon that was James Neal.
Yeah, it was.
And that is the Panthers' 5th goal of the game.
Brings it back to a 1-goal game here at Barmer Oval. That's Loxton North 5-10-40, trailing Waikerie 7-4-46. Game on.
They're going the hard way about it, Loxton North, but all of those points add up to a goal eventually.
They were handy points, Lockie.
Well, 10 of them are at the moment.
Narrowed the margin down to 1 goal only here. And are we going to get a draw? What happens if it's a draw?
I was just about to say that. Have we got the
extra
the fine
time
print?
It's extra time, isn't it, if it's a draw?
I'm pretty keen to get home for dinner tonight, but anyway, it's been a big weekend, 2 games of footy.
What did we have? 4 points yesterday, 1 on the last kick of the day. Is it going to happen again?
Well, you never know.
Well, 10.5 minutes played, still a fair bit of time of regular programming.
Yeah, the big fella, Matt Hamples, he's lifted him back in himself, gets the hit out towards Joel Worsfold. Knock forward. This time,
Jared
B comes out, dragged down as he kicked it. And Loxton North will take the intercept mark at half-back. It's Wooldridge. Reese in the number 10 Guernsey. Turns onto his left foot, drives it towards Scott Lewis. Got to run with it. The ball just overshot him and mopped up by Jack Burgermeister at half-back. I reckon, it's probably going to feature in the best players here today, knowing how much Lockie Dan sort of fancies the way he plays, and he is playing well.
Well, you put your body on the line and take a massive intercept mark like that, you're certainly doing your chances no harm.
Yeah, Lewis didn't shark it. He was looking at it, but he just couldn't get there in time.
Will Nitschke in defence for Loxton North there, holding his own, gets something out of bounds, so a ball in.
Little moments, isn't it, in a game like this? Little moments.
Yep. Rucks, no one gets their hands on it. King gets a kick off the deck, went about 3 metres. Now Spenceley, sideways through traffic. Umpire says incorrect disposal. Free kick to Loxton North at right half back. Worsfold to take it.
Yeah, good tackle from Joel Worsfold. Wrapped up Spenceley. He looks out, looks wide here for Vumard, who takes the mark. Plays on, straight across to Lewis. He handballs again towards Mac Hall, who jobs it up nice and high, and in under it was Buckley. Now Wooldridge breaks free, shoots it out to Neal. Neal with pace, takes a bounce, runs away from Jared B onto his left foot for a point only.
Now they can win.
Yep, now it's a 5-point margin to the Waikerie Magpies here with plenty of time left, just under 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes left on the clock. Will the next goal do it? I've got a feeling if Waikerie can kick a goal, they can probably hang on. If North kick one, it is game on to all the way to the end.
Kick into Exton, still inside defensive 50 for Waikerie. Can't help but think that first quarter Magpie-esque frustration might be starting to slip back into this game. Exton goes to the lakeside wing, not really able to hit a target. Panthers get a couple of hands on it, so do the Magpies, but now Vomard for Loxton North puts it under his arm and takes it to the deck and will get a ball up.
Yeah, courageous footy there by the Panther skipper. He put his body over the ball and he knew he was going to get tackled, so in hard at it. Josh Nelson comes back on for Loxton North. King tries to get out of the pack with it, taken to ground, but the umpire couldn't see it. Up gets Ben Smith and he's taken to the ground by Joel Worsfold. It'll be another ball up here at half back for Waikerie. Loxton North looking for one more opportunity to go forward and goal, trailing by 5 points here on the Berry Better scoreboard.
5 Riverland football from McDonald's Renmark. Michael Scott gets a bit of space, gets it out to Nelson, who kicks inside attacking 50, looking for Wagner.
There's a mark.
Couldn't quite clunk it in. He had a fair bit of it, but the Panthers lock it in.
Gee whiz. Tyler Wagner nearly pulls down a absolute hanger.
That would have been crazy.
Couldn't quite get
Stewie
it.
Liebeck there doing a bit for Waikerie.
I reckon it was a bit like a rodeo ride. You know how you got to hang on, stay on the bull for 8 seconds? He was on that mark for about 7 seconds and got bucked off.
Another ball up, onside attacking 50 for the Panthers. Nearly come 14 minutes played is what I was trying to say. James Neal off the soccer, and then Tristan Gaiman now kicks it into the centre of the ground. A loose footy. Michael Scott for Loxton North scoops it up, but was wrapped up as soon as he got it, and will get a ball up, and that was young Stewie Liebeck there, the number 18 for Waikerie.
Pound for pound, there's not many tougher than Stewie Liebeck, I tell you.
Hampel tried to get a kick away out of the ruck. Umpire said play on, and stoppage again.
Boys, did he take 2 or 3 steps before he was tackled then?
No, I don't. I think sort of one of them was as he was tackled.
Okay.
So
Fair call.
Ball up,
I
still
was
in the
only
centre
asking the
square.
question.
Burgermeister, Brad doing the ruck work, and we'll get another stoppage.
It's almost like this moment's it. Whoever can get this clearance might be heading towards a victory.
Hampel now gets a hand on it. Another spite at it. Worst fob for Loxton North. Gets it out to Lewis. They've got a bit of space now. Max Schenkel gets it on the boot, but straight to Jack Burgermeister for the Magpies.
Yeah, unfortunately, Buckley, absolutely no hope there the way that ball was delivered. Yeah. Needed to be up in the air a bit to give him a chance to get at it. Burgermeister drives Waikerie out of defence, down the line. Up goes the players. Ball comes loose to Josh Nelson. Handballs to Petch. Petch drives Loxton North forward up to a 2-on-1. Vumard up against 2. Halved the contest against Sanford and Jack Burgermeister.
I noticed Vumard went forward against Berrien-Moore there a couple of weeks ago for that crunch clash, and he looks to be up forward again at the moment.
Well, they've got to win it. They can't defend it. They've got to win it.
Your man Sanford's gone to him.
Yep.
Ball in, inside attacking 50 for Loxton North. Wagner gets front and centre, taken to the deck.
Crunched into
They're
the
going
ground.
for holding the ball, and young Nitschke's in there
He
saying
was
get off.
smashed into the ground. This time the umpire not brave enough to pay it because it's inside the forward 50, I believe. He has paid a couple of those already today.
This is Zach Nitschke in there for
Yeah.
Loxton North. So Buckley now doing the ruck work. King for Waikerie
Let
tries
it
to
go.
clear it out.
He let the ball go.
Worsfold off the deck, gets a handball away out of bounds, and will get a ball in. Still inside attacking 50, 16 minutes gone.
Some of the experience of some of these players is shining through, like guys like King. He knew he was going to get tackled, and he just sort of let it go. 5 minutes and 47 seconds left. Loxton North trailing by 5 points. Waikerie on their way to a prelim final if they can just hang on.
That's as right. 5 minutes 47 left in one of these guys' seasons. So,
Yep.
Ball up, still inside attacking 50. Zach Nitschke couldn't quite cleanly take it. The ball spills out, Neil's there, but now so Waikerie. A couple of players wrap it up and we'll go again. Another stoppage.
Yeah, the same old names in for the hard stuff. Jared B in there for the Waikerie Magpies, leading them from the front.
16 minutes 40 played. Tap inboard.
Through goes
Joel
Worsfold. Couldn't get
now
loose with it.
Spenceley through a bit of traffic. Gets it to Exton. Exton wrapped up by Scott, and we'll get a ball up on the 50 arc.
Boys, it's on here, isn't it? It's every possession's hard earned, and no one able to get the ball clear of the pack. Up it goes again. Ball gets thumped out by Burgermeister. Brad tries to get it loose. Over the shoulder on Jared B. You could see it, hand on the shoulder.
certainly there.
Yeah,
You know what? If anything, though, this might help the Panthers, because if this kick just goes to a contest,
Loxton North getting plenty of players behind the ball. Waikerie sucking in the heavy ones here. It's been in their back lines for a while, looking for an easy out, but no, down the line they come. Max Schenkel looking for the ball, but so's Cody Vumard. Gee whiz, and that's 25. You can't do that, Kingy. He lost his composure there. That was a wonderful mark by Vumard to reach up and drag that in. He'll have a shot for goal here. I reckon he'll kick this from about 45 out.
oh, and GST, Nobby.
Everything he has got.
I noticed Scott Lewis sort of lurking just next to him, looking for perhaps a short pass, but Vumard going to take the game in his own hands. Boom, gives it the kick. Distance, not a problem.
That's gone through, I
Accuracy,
reckon.
not a problem. That is a goal. And Loxton North take the lead. 6-11, 47 to lead Waikerie. 7-4, 46 by 1 point. Boys, we have got another one.
Well, I'll tell you what. I reckon if you get home, You put in captain's goal in the dictionary, that would come up. That is unbelievable when the team needs it.
Yeah, and an undisciplined act there from King. He's had a pretty good day and kicked a couple of his own and been pretty prominent all round the ground. And he'd be wanting that back to not give that free kick away, that 25 away, because that was the difference.
So only talking about Thriller in Manila the other day. We've got Thriller at the Lakeside this afternoon.
Panthers finishing with the Spinnaker up and the breeze at their back. Can they hold on to this 1-point lead or extend it? Can Waikerie come back?
Riverland football coming up to 19 minutes. Elimination semi-final. Only a few moments left in this one. Hilton in the middle gets a hand out to Spenceley.
Nowhere to go.
Went right, then had to go left. Now Gaiman finds Liebeck out in the far wing. He's got a bit of space. Exton running inboard, but ignores that. Goes up the line to
lovely
Turner.
mark there by Turner on
Good
the
mark
stretch.
at half forward. Dishes
Handball
out
comes
to
out.
Exton. Exton now inside attacking 50 for the Magpies. Tap forward. Spenceley there front and centre. Handball out. Jared B taking, holding the ball.
Throw.
Incorrect disposal. Free kick to Loxton North.
Wow.
19 and a half minutes played.
Gee whiz, fellas. There's 3 minutes left on the game clock. North need to score to put it away, and Waikerie, can they score? Sanford up for it, couldn't pull it in. North all over it. They're fighting hard for this ball, and now it'll be a ball up on centre wing. Limping off the ground comes a Loxton North player.
That is young. Let me get my mind onto this one. Will Nitschke.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a corky, I think, in the hip. On comes Wooldridge. Ball taken by Josh Nelson.
Nelson there held with it. He had it for a fair while, but didn't show to try and get rid of it, which I think helps you in these situations.
Yeah, you're better off hanging on to it than try its incorrect disposal or holding the ball. Here we go. Very important ball up here in the centre of the ground. Anyone's game, really. North leading by a point here on the very better scoreboard, but anyone's game.
Tap forward from Miller, but doesn't go that far. James Neal with it. Another ball up. More time getting taken out of this one.
Fellas, it'll be a game of moments, and here's a moment for both sides. Can they burst clear and do something with the footy?
Handball for Loxton North. Taps inboard. Ball's going slowly towards Waikery's end. Loose footy on the deck. Jared B went over it. Handball in the air, loose. Now Loxton North get a kick away. But it's going to find Nitschke for Waikerie Magpies. Gets a handball to Tristan Gaiman.
They're well
Gaiman
spread,
out
the Pies.
to Luke Exton. Exton now to a player on the 50, Tranderfield, who's just going to hold up.
They stretched the ground there and made the Panthers chase him. He's looking to get on with it, onto the left foot. Shoots it into the middle to the danger area. Up goes the pack. Ball comes out to Petch. Gets it on his boot and taking the mark there.
It was Josh Nelson. Umpire says play on.
Gee whiz, he copped a bit of treatment.
And then we're going to get a ball up now in the back pocket for Loxton North.
I actually thought it would have been 25.
Yeah,
I
thought he marked it and got 20. Maybe it was touched off the boot, fellas, but gee whiz, he got a bit of treatment. We're down inside a minute 20. Loxton North need to get it out of their defence. Waikerie need to score at least a point to force extra time, because Loxton North lead by a point. 6-11-47 to Waikerie, 7-4-46. Up it goes in the forward lines. Ball comes out this time to Lewis. He gets it out of the defence, but only as far as Sanford at half forward for Waikerie. He looks up, looks for a player, shoots it back into the danger area. Out comes Spenceley. Boys, we going extra time, are we? No. Ball comes out again. Wooldridge goes left and a mark taken at half back by Loxton North. Will this be enough? 42 seconds left on the clock.
25 metre paid on that one. Late tackle.
42 seconds left on the clock, boys, in playing time. 35. It's countdown time here. Can the Panthers hang on after stealing this one back off Waikerie? Waikerie had the game in their keeping.
Down
Up
the line
goes Wagner. Couldn't get a hand on it. Comes out towards Waikerie. Drive it back in. Nice mark there. That's
brilliant.
The mark. That's a Leo Barry mark there, boys. If you remember the grand final a long way back.
Wooldridge.
North will hold on.
Goes short to Vomard. Probably man of the match for me.
We're inside 10 seconds here, fellas. It's time ticking away, and the bloke that's probably changed the game just kicked it. There it is, boys. She's all over.
Let go and press it again. Yeah. And that's it. Siren sounds at the Lakeside. 23 minutes gone on the clock, full time.
Gee, boys,
Panthers win by 1.
Could you get 2 better games of football in the RFL? Lockie, I can remember you telling me a few weeks ago, or maybe a month or two, that this was the closest season you've ever seen in RFL footy. Yesterday we saw the qualifying final go down to the last kick of the game, getting into the grand final. Today we see the last 5 minutes of the game be the decider, and Loxton North clawed their way back in front and won by 1 point.
It was a thrill at the Lakeside. That was for sure. Apologies for my instructions there on how to use the siren at the Lakeside Oval. It's got a few ins and outs, and we didn't have Bob Clark here with us to show us how to use it today.
Yeah. But that made up for not starting the clock for 2 seconds at the start of the game. So it all evens out, doesn't it?
A 1 point win to Loxton North.
Oh, what a game of footy.
We will come back with all of our awards and a big recap, but the Panthers are off to the prelim final, something they have not done for some time. 5RM.